Charcoal's the end all be all.
Charcoal cures everything.
Yeah, you take charcoal and you can cleanse your liver.
Yeah. No bullshit. I bathe in charcoal.
Dude, charcoal's the shit.
I put it. I swear I really do though. I put charcoal in my hot Epsom salt baths. You ever take baths?
Yes.
Are you a bath guy for real? I
I'm not a shower guy. I don't like showering.
Oh. So how do you stay clean?
I'm not a big fan of it.
You just a dirty guy?
Dirty. I showered today. Excited to do a thing for the LA Times, but normally I wouldn't shower.
What does your wife think about you being dirty all the time?
She'll tell me when I have to shower. She'll be like, yo, it's time for a shower. Like, okay, so are we rolling?
Yeah, we just roll.
So like, okay, so I grew up in Florida, so pools count as a shower for me.
Even though you got to get the chlorine off after, you don't even care.
No, chlorine's on, it doesn't matter. So I get in the pool, and that counts as a shower.
That's a shower.
If I'm in the hot tub, if I scrub my body hard enough, that's coming off. Like I rub my body.
In the hot tub?
In the hot tub, I'll rub my balls and asshole. I get my arms. I have soap. I have soap and shampoo next to the hot tub. So I'll shampoo my hair, do my beard, go underwater, rinse it out. I do it in the pool. I do it in the hot tub. I have an outdoor shower in my back that if I have to take a shower, I'll take a shower there. But I'm not a fan of showers. I'm not a fan of like indoor showers. Kind of tweak me out a little bit.
Now I'm really curious. Are you the kind of guy like I don't even know if you use cloths to wash yourself.
Okay,
you just use your hand.
No. Okay, hold on. Now let's talk.
Because I was gonna ask, are you like the same cloth for your butt for your face guy?
First of all, I never wash my face. I've never washed my face.
Okay.
Never wash my face. Washing your face is how you get acne.
That's how you get acne.
Because it's, you know what it is? You ever look at someone, I don't know anything about farming, but people that over-till their fucking thing start having the problems, and then we have the Dust Bowl. What you need, just let it grow natural.
Yeah,
man.
like Accutane gave everyone acne.
No,
basically,
dude,
killed
Accutane's
everyone.
so fucking bad for you.
Killed everyone.
Accutane, I think the people at Carmex created Accutane.
Carmex?
Yeah, he was on Accutane.
Bro, if everyone who's ever taken Accutane, their hormones are their lives. They got acne.
He's the only one that doesn't look like he works in Antarctica that it took Accutane. Everyone that took Accutane looks like they just got off a shift in Antarctica. Their lips are peeling. They're broken. They're red. Their eyes are. Dude, Accutane's so bad. I don't have acne. I've never had acne. But I've never washed my face. I never have washed my face. As a matter of fact, the only times I ever washed my face is when I was in like 7th grade, and that's when I started getting acne, like right here. And then I stopped. Just went away.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I shower. I don't know, but I can't relate to the not
every
showering
day?
thing. Yeah, every day.
Hang on, let's get through this then, because let's really break it down. Because right now, there's people listening to me going, "Ugh." Hold on, shut your mouth. Do you wash every part of your body every time you shower?
Yeah, because I sweat a lot.
Dude, so do I. Hold on, but you wash your feet every time?
Okay, no.
Okay, then let's start. So now already you're admitting that you don't wash your whole body.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I've had problems from that because then I've gotten the foot bullshit where my feet itch.
Oh, okay. Can I tell you that's a problem from wearing shoes too much?
So I just need to not shower, not wear shoes. So just be a
dude. I never wear shoes.
So it's the shoes that are causing that, not washing them.
Buddy, the more we can go back to the primal being we were,
okay,
the healthier we're gonna be.
Do you really believe that?
I really do.
I kind of do too.
Okay, let's. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Bert Kreischer. I'm a stand-up comedian, but I am a very big drinker. So let's put that. We just need to mark that right there. Okay?
I feel like we know that. I feel like they would know that.
I don't think so.
Just looking at you.
No.
Just looking at you, they know you drink. If I'd never seen you anywhere on the internet or in the world, and I saw you, I'd know you're a drinker just by looking at you.
All right, let's do it in the comments then. Right now, everyone watching. Do you think I'm strong? I drink every day. Do you think I'm strong?
If I didn't know you, I would say you might have a decent bench press just by looking at you.
But you know me, and you know I'm a savage.
I know you're pretty strong.
No, rephrase it. I'm stronger than 95% of the men watching this right now. Oh, maybe not this. Maybe not this. Maybe not this. Maybe not this.
Yeah, wait a minute.
No, okay, hold on.
They took that as an attack.
How much? You know how much I can bench.
Yeah. I think you could bench like, based on that last video, because I know you had that whole competition, you could probably bench like, for one really hard one, like 340.
Maybe. If I hadn't done 320, then 325, and I just got to 340, maybe that day, maybe.
No, I'm saying I really think you could if you warmed up properly. If you like tried to actually, because I saw you hit that, and it was like it wasn't max.
Yeah, but here, so let's go back to we've all established these facts. Okay?
Yeah, we're going back to washing ourselves.
Now I wholehearted American. I never had a problem with diet, with all, like I was just like, whatever, man, you eat it. And then
But you're fat.
Yeah.
So you did have a problem with it.
No. I never had a problem. I was like, no, this is what you're supposed to eat. You know, you're supposed to have pasta. You're supposed to have rice. It's sushi.
Okay.
You're supposed to have bread sandwiches. How are you going to get sandwiches in your mouth without bread?
Yeah.
This is what I don't get it. And then I went carnivore. Like I'm talking, and no, I'm talking hyperbole, but I'm talking strict carnivore. Strict carnivore. All I ever ate, eggs, ribeyes, and maybe sauteed spinach. That's it. And dude, I lost like 55 pounds. Inflammation went away. I felt so clean. No booze, no nothing. And I started going like, and I was, talk to people about it that, buddies of ours that are like really into that lifestyle.
Right.
And I started going like, man, maybe there's something about this like caveman lifestyle, or this what is it called, the keto carnivore, and I started getting really crazy about it, and I was like, yo, maybe if you're Asian, you're supposed to eat rice
and smoke cigarettes.
Because they live forever. Maybe if you're Italian, you're supposed to have pasta, because those people aren't fat and they have pasta with every meal.
But it's different. Like Italian American pasta and Italy pasta is completely different.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
But that's because we whited it up.
We it all.
They
up.
had to sell it to us whites. So they had to go like, yo, we can't make the real stuff. It's too expensive. There's too many of them. Let's pump it up.
Yeah, well, dude, if we're talking about diets and just the American sort of culture as far as any of this goes, like we've been doomed since day one, because it seems like it's been this giant psyop to make everyone fat, unhealthy, and sick, so that we can just sell them pharmaceuticals. That's what America is,
dude. I'm like, I go back and forth with one of my buddies is obviously a very big fitness guy. And he will not let me stop. He will not stop texting me about statins. And apparently the study on statins, and this goes back to the whole thing where I got a little obsessed with like, and that's when I started losing weight and getting healthy. It's when I stopped showering, and I wasn't smelling. I wasn't smelling.
just like, how do you put the two together?
Dude, it's sweat. It's clean sweat. It's clean sweat.
Not if you're drinking all the time.
No, I wasn't drinking at the time.
Okay.
Oh, if you're drinking, your sweat comes out like piss.
It's bad.
Dude.
Yeah.
People smell, and it feels like piss. It's cold. It's cold. It's not good sweat. It's really bad sweat. I have two different sweats in my life. I have new sweat and old sweat. New sweat is when you're fucking living your life right and you get in the gym and it's dripping. It's dripping and it's coming out like, yeah, boy, get after it. And then old sweat's like, here we go.
Toxins is nasty shit. But where were you going with this point?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I feel like you were going to go with some tangent about like carnivore lifestyle.
No, but this is no. Carnivore lifestyle. The hardest part is once you cheat carnivore lifestyle is like getting your dick sucked at a strip club. Once you get it done once, and you have a little bit of bread, you're done. You're done. Your marriage is over.
It's done.
You're done. You might as well fuck everyone. You're done.
Just because it was like, why am I doing all this work for this over here when this is so simple to just pay?
So easy. It's like, why wouldn't I have pizza? This. Why would I do all the work to? Do you know how hard it is to go to a restaurant with people and then they go? I did it the other night. I went with two of my friends that are bigger guys. It's an understatement, but bigger guys.
Yeah.
And the chef
like
comes
fat?
out. Like I think how big's Dirk?
Oh, he's a big dude.
He's a big dude. But he's lost weight. He has lost weight, but he's still a big guy. Chef comes out and he's like, dude, it is such an honor to have the machine. I'm such a fan. I have my wish list of people to cook for is over. Can I just send food to the table? Do you know how difficult it is to go, actually, I'm carnivore?
Yeah, I can't eat that.
I just go, all right, do it. And then once you do one of those, and the next night you're like, it's like, this is homemade bread and we're in Spain. I'm gonna have a little bread in Spain.
What a hard life, man. Just getting fucking chefed up food. What do you enjoy the most about this whole internet and like being a comedian and having popularity?
I don't know.
You ever thought about that?
I haven't. I'll tell you what I enjoy about where we're at creatively as comedians is we're in charge of our own destiny. In that it used to be kingmakers, that they like tastemakers that the people at Comedy Central will be like, okay, you can be famous now.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, thank God, I've been waiting my turn forever. I had to wait behind Dane, Nick Sports. Like, it's like crazy that you're like, oh, thanks. I remember when trying to get a half-hour comedy special presents. People don't even know what that is anymore. That was like the hottest thing to get.
Yeah.
And I waited and waited and waited, and you're just waiting your turn. And then you see people get it before you, and you're like, oh.
Why were people getting that? Was that just a popularity contest within the industry?
I don't know. I never got it, so I couldn't tell you. I never got it, so I think some of it was casting, Some of it was like, they can't just put 10 white guys up. So like when we need a chick, we need a black guy, we need a gay guy.
Yeah.
We need representation. So I think that was part of it. So I think I was always competing, for lack of better words, against like straight white dudes who looked like they'd be fun at a frat party. And so there was like me, Kyle Cease, Dane Cook, Mitch Hedberg was way ahead of me, but like Mitch Hedberg. And so I think that was, you were looking for your slot, and then it just never happened. And then when the internet showed up, and more importantly, technology caught up to the internet, or the internet caught up to technology, I remember being able to make my own videos that I wanted to make, that I thought were funny, and post them, and then they would get good response. And I was like, and then fans would find you from that. I remember doing podcasts and being like, I remember doing, the first time I did Rogan, I remember getting in Red Band's car, leaving Rogan's house.
Rogan's kind of a tastemaker now, I'd say.
Yeah, but he's all over the map. Like he's not specific. He likes a lot of things.
Right. But at one point, I feel like it was largely comedian dominant, and he was putting a lot of comedians on.
Yeah, those were like when back in the day.
Right.
It was all comedians, and then I think I got to be honest with you, it's tough to be Rogan and have a comedian come into his world, and because all the comedian wants to do is ask advice to Joe. Yeah. And then there was a period, I don't know if you catch the clips, but Joe was giving advice to a lot of people, and they were great advice clips. But I think Joe was kind of like, yo, I want to challenge myself. And so then he started having wow. I remember being at his studio one time, and he had this guy that was like the foremost expert in mushrooms. And by the way, now I know the guy's wildly famous. He has a documentary on Netflix about it. And Joe had him there. I mean, it was me and Ari and Tom, and he was like, "You boys want mushrooms?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he just broke us off with some mushrooms, and we're like, "Who was that, Joe?" And Joe's like, "Don't worry about it. Come on, let's come in here and party." And then we watched the episode, and you're like, "Oh, you talked to that guy?" I think it's like Paul Hammett or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this generation of Joe, this iteration of Joe, because he's always been curious as he's the most curious dude, and he's wildly passionate. Like he gets into things. Yeah. And I think this iteration of Joe, where he is like really having like, I know that there's something to be controversial, maybe not on this podcast, but when he challenged the vaccine,
yeah,
that changed Joe forever. Joe's like, yo, I'm not gonna just sit back and be silent. This is how I feel. Yeah. And that was always him. That was always him in the green room. Always that way. But aliens, fucking 9/11. Joe was always that way. But when he did it like that on the podcast, I think that really changed Joe, and I think it really changed the people that showed up. And he had fucking Bill Murray on the other day. Yeah. That's wild, man. Yeah. And I'm so happy for that. Like if you're saying he has less comedians on, so maybe now I only do it like 3 times a year or twice a year. Yeah. But he has Bill Murray and Sean Penn and Mel Gibson, and I'm like, yeah, I'll sit back and just listen to those as opposed to me tell the machine again. Yeah. But I'm really grateful for my experience with him because he changed my life, Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people say that about him in regards to you specifically. Have you had a falling out with him at all recently?
No.
The internet loves to talk.
Yeah.
They run crazy narratives about you. Do you know that?
No.
Do you look at the comments?
Oh, I don't look at comments.
I thought you said you were getting back into the comments.
I was gonna get back into the comments. I thought it was like it was unfair to the people that love me, that give me positive stuff.
Well, why do you think people have this sort of skewed perception of you, like a negative perception of you? I mean, I have fucking tons of people think negative shit about me. I've been on the internet for so long.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like the number one beef about you is that you only care about yourself.
Yeah, I probably do.
You think that's true?
Well, don't you care about yourself?
I totally care about myself.
There we go. All right. So stop reading those. Keep going.
Why do you think people have beef with you?
I have no idea. I've never met anyone that's ever had beef with me.
No one in real life.
I've never met someone in real life that has beef with me.
That's never real.
I'm telling you right now, not once in my life has anyone said they didn't like me to my face.
Why do you think it's so? I mean, I know. I think I know the answer to this, but it's so easy to just get on the internet and talk shit about anyone.
Yeah, of course. I've done it.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've done it too.
Kinda.
I'm sure you have.
I have, but
on accident. You don't even realize you're doing it.
I have, but in real but from real life circumstance where people have done me dirty, where I'll say some like in passing about it. But.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. I remember the first time I ever heard someone say that Joe didn't like me was a comment. I think it was a video. I might have addressed it. I think the number one mistake I probably ever made, if we're looking back at that, was addressing a video I saw on Two Bears, because Two Bears was so big that gave them a platform, and they realized at that point, they're like, oh, Bert may watch these and this may help my channel. Yeah. And so that was the mistake, I think, that if I'm ever going to highlight a mistake I made, because someone bit a video about Joe doesn't like Bert because Bert is drinking too much. And it has a clip of Joe talking about someone who came over, got so fucked up, he thought he had a stroke. What's hysterical about that to me is that incident did happen with Joe and a person. And when it did, Joe called me immediately and was like, dude, I got to talk to you about ... This person. And so I knew who Joe was talking about. Yeah. And we talked about it. And then the next morning, that person called me to talk about his interaction with Joe. And I was like, yeah. And so I was in the middle of all that. But then the internet just spins it and then makes it about you. And I addressed that on Two Bears. I remember being like, yo, it's not me, guys. And then
I saw that clip.
That is what I think. That's what people go like, oh, Bert's gonna give me a shout out because I said something negative about him.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, there's whole channels built on shit like that.
Oh yeah, and by the way, it's like, I mean, I can't hate on them because I don't watch them, but like, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and you know, I really wish, because some of them are really good. Yeah. If we're gonna say anything for real, I wish a couple of them would just send me a resume. Yeah, because I'm like, yo, man, your editing skills are fucking wildly good. Yeah, you listen to every fucking podcast. Yeah. You're dialed in. Yeah, you got the media game on lock. I mean, I remember there was a like I said, I have not been online. Like I had to change my algorithm on YouTube to a certain point, and I mean this with respect. But there's only a reason they're using me. They're not using me because it's me. They're using me because I'm so big. Yeah, so I do arenas. Yeah. So they're using me because it will get clicks. They're not using me because it's me. And I talk wild. So they can, I'm like a fucking, this interview is, they're jerking off going, he's saying everything. Yeah. Yeah. So that's me. I talk a lot, but I just, it's like, you can't, when I started showing up in my own feed, it fucked me up. I was like, yo, I can't see stuff about me. Yeah. Or I don't want to see stuff about my friends. So I had to change my algorithm on YouTube, because I used to enjoy YouTube. I don't watch YouTube at all anymore. You just start watching like nature videos? That's what I started doing on Twitter. Because Twitter's bad, dude. I stopped doing Twitter a long time ago. I stopped that a long time ago. Twitter is like, it makes me feel like I could only talk about politics. Oh, fuck, dude. And I don't talk about politics at all. It's crazy. I don't talk about politics at all. So I'm like, I don't want to fucking deal with it. It's the nastiest rabbit hole of politics. Like just the world ending type of shit, man. No, yeah. I've been off Twitter, I would imagine, for a couple of years now. Yeah. I got off it when it was still Twitter. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, whatever that is. It's rough now. Like I still love it, but it's just very like, every day I get on, I'm like, okay, World War III is about to happen. It's like the craziest thing. Like, it's a war zone. Yeah. It's fucking nuts, man. Oh, it's bad. I think you got to look at it this way. It's like your push versus your pull, right? So like, sure, if you're getting negative shit on the internet, but you're also not making money, and you're also not getting views, and you're not getting love from anyone, then maybe you got to check something. But if you're getting negative shit, but you're getting great money and you're getting great views, and you still have like a prosperous business, and you're getting love from everyone you meet, then it's like, then you're like, okay, that just comes with the territory, I guess. Yeah.
it just seems like now it's almost like, because I've been doing the internet shit for so many years, it's like, it's almost like negative shit is what rises everywhere on every platform.
Yeah, but it sells, man. I don't know. Have you ever been like, I don't know. I don't even know the right way to say it, but like, have you ever read negative shit about someone you didn't like?
Wait, read negative
Like,
shit
have you
about-
ever seen like a review of someone you don't like and someone lights them up? And then you're a little bit like, fuck yeah, fuck that guy.
I mean, I don't really not like anyone. I don't have a reason to not like anyone unless like personally I don't like them.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, personally, I don't like them. There's no celebrity that I outright go like, dude, fuck Kieran Culkin. Like,
yeah.
But there's people that go, fuck Kieran Culkin.
It's like, why though? It's
Exactly,
like, unless
dude.
they know him.
Why would someone say fuck Bert Kreischer? They don't even know me.
Yeah,
like it's like that's crazy. Like I'm not sitting out like fuck Brad Pitt. Like what?
Yeah, I guess that's just kind of like the price you pay to just be on the internet. It's like to put yourself out to that level. And
dude, there's people that don't like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
There's people that don't like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
There's people that don't like everyone. And you just have to go like, listen, man, it's not the world I live in. It's not my surroundings. I'm happy. I have 2 great kids. I'm happily married. My dog's got cancer. I'll deal with that.
Yeah.
But like, that's my reality is, you know, we may lose our dog a little earlier than we wanted to.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay. So then if I still put out good work, I got projects lined up. My new specials come out right now, or whenever this drops. Lucky's out March 18th. Watch it, man. Look, there will be channels dedicated to hating that special, but
for sure.
But
It's
doesn't
so stupid.
But it doesn't matter. It's like, yo, whatever.
You have how many specials on Netflix? Like 4?
I think 6 or maybe 5.
And then you have, but are you counting the machine thing?
Machine, I shot it for Showtime. That's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey Big Boy, Secret Time, Razzle Dazzle. This will be 5.
Fuck. You're crushing it. Maybe that's why they love to hate.
I guess.
I mean, that's one of those things. But I think the cool thing about this conversation is because like a lot of people, the hate normally comes from a place of like they wish they could be doing something. When obviously not everyone's gonna be able to be a fucking famous comedian. That's super hard to do. That's probably one of the hardest things in my opinion. But like the point that you were making about that's not your real life and the people, because I think a lot of people want to make content, want to be a part of this industry in some regard or some way. But they're afraid because of that, really. Like just even the judgment before people ever get on camera, like they judge themselves or they have 2 friends that are judging them being like, it's fucking lame. Or because I remember when I first started making content, it was just like, everyone was like, the fuck are you doing? Like, what is this? Like back when I started YouTube, it was like a very weird thing.
It's a wildly, dare I say, narcissistic thing to think you belong in front of a camera. And then we all have it to some extent.
Yeah.
But to be like, yo, you should stop and listen to me.
Yeah.
It's wild to think that, like, trust me, my dad tried to shame it out of me so badly my whole life. My dad was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Sit down, shut your goddamn mouth. You just fucking listen.
You grew up like that?
Yeah. But that's not who I am. It's not. It's like when I was a kid, I've told this before, but I beg to share that it's worth the conversation. When I was 6 years old, I was playing second base for the Yankees, Pinto League, Forest Hills baseball. Teddy Church was playing first base, and fly ball, bases loaded, fly ball to me. I catch it at second base. I spiked the ball. I ripped my shirt off, and then I started dancing.
This is like, at 6 years old, you're the
6
same
years
guy?
old. Now listen, those same people that make videos that say they don't like me, they wouldn't like that kid. And there are people that didn't like that kid.
Yeah.
There's people that like, and my dad was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But there were parents that thought
Who
to
the fuck is that kid?
Who the fuck? And now I'm the parent that would be like, what the, give me, I want more of that kid. Don't beat that out of him. Don't shame that out of him.
Yeah.
Keep that going, man. And my dad was just a hardworking, nose to the ground, eat shit, cash chicks kind of guy. He was a lawyer, and he was like, yo, the fuck you doing? And I was like, what? He was like, dude, act like you've been there. Like, what? You just made, like, you look, and I did, granted, I caught the ball, spiked it, and then all the kids ran in and we lost the game. But like,
yeah.
But like, that's just who I am. So there's a part of me that, teachers didn't like that part of me.
Yeah, I remember.
Coaches hated that part of me. Coaches hated who I was.
Why do you think it wasn't beaten out of you then? Like if you had a father from your whole life doing that.
He didn't never hit me, never beat it out
I don't
of me.
mean
But
beat it out.
I know.
Like, I just meant like beat that meant, I didn't mean physically.
No, yeah, I know.
I meant,
I think it's just, I don't think I'm one of those people that gave up. I never fell into the, for lack of better words, the hate world where I was like, yeah, I guess I don't deserve
why
that.
though? Because
I don't deserve that. And then fuck everyone who thinks they deserve that. It's just, I never was that guy. I was like, I always thought you were cool if you were like different than everyone else. Like there was a guy that played basketball. We were in high school. He was a senior and he had a goatee, and you weren't allowed to have facial hair. And the priest wanted him to shave it, and he wouldn't shave it. He had a goatee like it. And I was like, that's fucking badass. And everyone's like, dude, just shave your fucking face. Be a part of the team. I just thought that was cool. Like when Deion Sanders showed up, and I was like, and did prime time with the Jerry Curls on ESPN on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I was like, that's fucking dope.
yeah.
Like, I wasn't the guy that was like, ugh. I've never been an ugh guy in life. I've always been like, this is funny shit. Like I was just driving here going, and it's a shit day in LA.
Yeah.
And I was like, Pete, what song was I singing in the car? Out loud. It's a beautiful day. And I was like,
I love this weather.
I love this weather.
I love
this weather.
Yeah.
I fucking love this weather.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So you just been optimistic, dude, your whole life.
Yeah, that's why I call the special lucky. I'm the luckiest man in the world. I'm lucky as fucking shit. I'm lucky to be alive today. I had a moment in the middle of my workout today. I had a wildly fun, crazy workout. And I had a middle of my workout where I walked outside and it's raining outside. I'm outside my gym. And I thought of like all my friends that are A, too sick to work out, B, dead, C, don't have the opportunity because they work too hard to work out. And I thought, how lucky am I that I get to wake up at like 8 o'clock, get into the gym, and then sit out in the rain, already sweating my ass off, steam coming off me, and going, I'm halfway through. That's the best feeling in a workout. Well, maybe not for you, but for the regular guy, when you're halfway through, you're like, oh, it's coming to an end. Almost done. But yeah.
Why have you always gone in and out of like loving working out? Or has
no, I've always worked out.
All right, guys, quick and rush for the podcast. Heal. Listen, if you guys are trying to gain weight or lose fat, trying to look better, feel better, this is a solution. 400 calories, protein, carbs, fats, everything good that you need in a meal. This is a full meal, ready to drink. Vanilla is my favorite flavor. Not a massive chocolate fan, but chocolate's good as well if you like it. I just don't like chocolate for really any sort of products, but the vanilla is really good. Give it a shot. Again, it's not always so much how hard you train in the gym. It's really, at the end of the day, are you getting in the right calories, enough calories for your goal, whatever it is. Heal has a really quick fix for you guys if you have like a, hectic mornings, or if you're finding yourself hard to get enough food in throughout the whole day. Really easy, 400 calories. Go to Huel if you guys want to get it, Huel.com. You can find it on GNC, you can find it on Amazon, but if you go to Huel.com right now, you get 15% off plus a free gift if you use code RAWTALK. Again, go to Huel.com right now. Link should be in the description. But if you're an Amazon shopper, you can buy it there as well. But I don't think they get a 15% discount and a free gift, which is pretty nice. Give it a shot. If you guys are having a hard time trying to get enough calories, this is the answer. Honestly, it tastes fucking amazing. And I'm not just glazing. I honestly wish that this was my product. And I wish that they would give me equity, but that's a whole other conversation. Anyways, I love you guys. Let's get back into this podcast. Be small forever or be jacked. The choice is yours. Go to Huel.com. Code RAWTALK. I love you guys. What's going on with the...
It's just me. I like to party.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Do you ever see yourself like completely having like a body transformation? Or
no.
You don't give a fuck?
I don't want it. I sure I'd want it. But I get a little, I do have OCD in real life, right? So I get a little OCD about diet, and it does turn into a little bit of an eating disorder. Like not like a real one like the people get, but like a little bit like where it just become unbearable. And so like even when I lost 55 pounds, I would like snap if I was like, whoa, is this tomato sauce on this? And they were like, yeah. I go, I can't fucking have tomato sauce. I was so upset that no one could understand the concept of ketosis. I pissed on a strip. Every piss.
Nah, you're lying. No way.
Every piss. Yo. Every piss. When it would come out purple or brown, I'd be like, fuck yeah. And I'd be like, go to bed hungry. It's just going to shred off you.
Dude, I can't do that. The hardest thing for me ever is not eating at night.
Oh.
It's the worst. It's like if I could just not do that, my whole life would be better. I'd sleep better. I'd look better. I'd feel better. And I just can't avoid eating shit at night.
Oh, the best is when you forgot to eat.
No, because I'll wake up. I swear to God, I'll wake up literally. Let's say I went to bed at like 12. I'll wake up at like 2 and crush whatever is in my fridge. It does like I must be a zombie because it doesn't matter. I'll go eat a whole fucking thing of ice cream and fall asleep.
Oh,
but
no,
it's
no,
the
no, no,
worst
no, no,
feeling.
no, 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 no. You will not catch me eating ice cream. I cannot. I've done it, but man, no,
Do you eat shit at night like that though?
No, dude, I eat.
Damn.
I still, like last night, I had broccoli with spinach and zucchini and steak, and that was it. And then I ate at like 8:30. By drink, that's my problem is I'll have a drink, and then I'll have like this with Porosos and soda, and I'll be like, cool. Have another one, cool. Get into the hot tub, walk in the house, I'll make a drink, I'll have some of it, and I pour it out, and then I start murdering water. I have like 4 liquid deaths right before bedtime.
You really like to drink for real.
I love drinking. I love drinking. Like I love cups. I love ice. I love fluid. If I go to an event, I don't even know if you can find the picture. If I go to an event and I know I can't drink because it's work, I will go and get a drink that I want, like a styrofoam cup or something, or a Big Gulp. I went to a Netflix event at Kevin Hart's house.
What picture?
Pull up Bert Kreischer Netflix Big Gulp. I'll guarantee you something comes up.
Wait, when did you become such a big? You like liquids?
I love drinking, dude. I love iced coffee. There's got just a There you go. Big Gulp. 2 bears, 1 cave. That's me and T.I. And I have a picture of me, T.I. and Tiny and Leanne. I have a fucking Big Gulp in my hand.
Yo, so you don't post it?
No. I didn't fucking realize.
You should do it now.
I didn't even realize I had a Big Gulp. I just knew I wanted a drink.
Gulp?
I was trying not to drink, but I need something to
But
drink.
where?
It was at Kevin Hart's house.
You brought the Big Gulp to it.
So I bring a drink everywhere.
The first thing I saw when I opened the door was the drink. What's in that?
Diet Dr. Pepper Blackberry. Oh.
Just
dude, when I wasn't drinking, I'm not even fucking around. When I wasn't drinking for like 3 months, we were on the road. My team knew I needed a drink the second I got off stage, but I had no alcohol. Without a doubt, it was a styrofoam cup with crushed ice and Diet A&W root beer. 2 of them there. And I'd just fucking sip on it. I love drinking.
How often do you drink alcohol, though?
Every day.
Is this why the Sober October thing fell out? Because you just knew you were never going to actually stop drinking?
No, it didn't fall out. It was just like, the reason it fell out was that Sober October was always fun for us because we always joked and busted balls.
Yeah.
And then Ari drugged me and no one talked that month. And so the next month we're like, let's not fuck it. And then I think Joe did it maybe by himself that year. He was like, I'll do it, because his fans want him to do it. And then one year I think me and Tom did it. No, we did it again. Me and Tom and Joe, we did 100 push-ups. But it's just kind of, one little thing like getting drugged kind of just put a stink on it a little bit, and we were all like, it wasn't as fun as it was.
Because Ari drugged you.
A little bit. And, it took Ari and I a while to repair our relationship, like to genuinely.
Actually?
Yeah. See, this is what's crazy is like, you can make all these videos, but these are like real relationships.
Yeah.
You can ask Joe anytime. Never once have Joe and I ever had an issue, ever in our entire lives. I'm texting him right now because I'm seeing him Friday.
Yeah.
And so, but we won't post about it online.
Yeah.
So then I guess it's not real.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's dude.
Can you imagine if I was the kind of guy? Can you imagine how lost I'd be as a human if I had read that Joe and I had a falling out, and then I was like, "Yo, Joe, I'd love to see you Friday. Hey, Joe, can we get a picture? I want to post this online so everyone knows that." That would be fucking.
You'd
broken.
fucking suck.
You would suck as a human.
You would fucking be a terrible person.
So then, what would I argue is better? Live in the dark and not know what people say, and just live your life.
Yeah. It's your real life.
It's my real life.
Yeah.
Like you guys talk about Joe, not the way I talk about him.
Yeah.
So I talk about him as a. It's so funny. he's been a genuine friend of mine for, I guess probably 15, 12 years.
Yeah.
Like a big brother to me. I love him to death. We've disagreed, of course. We have different opinions on everything. He doesn't get me and I don't get him at times. But we're friends. We've been friends forever. And we're going to stay friends. And no one's going to change that. But if it gets you views, let it get you views. If you monetize it, I guess. I'm hoping they're monetizing.
I thought maybe you want to fight Shane Gillis now because they took the spot for the pod instead.
No.
Your Parks,
Hold on. See, that's wild.
I'm playing the game. I'm playing the internet game.
Play the game.
Yeah.
Do you know?
But that's what they say, I spent the last couple hours just looking. I was like looking at stuff, and I was like, damn, they believe this. People really believe this.
I guess it's funny when I was young and like you'd see a thing, it would say on the thing on like the Inquirer, Tom Cruise is gay.
Yeah,
and I'd laugh, but then I go, wait, is he? Richard Gere put a hamster up his ass, and you'd be like, I think he might have done it. And then it becomes you, and you're like, hold on, I didn't put a hamster up my ass.
What the fuck?
No, man. I have known Shane longer than the people that hate Shane have known, or that love Shane have known Shane.
Yeah,
I've known Shane for an extremely long time, and Shane will say this or not. I don't know. I've been a big Shane fan before anyone was a Shane fan, and I've been a Shane supporter when it wasn't cool to be a Shane supporter, and I've taken him on the road with me. You can post pictures, Bert Kreischer, Shane. You're gonna see a lot of us. One of us at Red Rocks. I brought him out with me all the time. When I first did Fully Loaded, I was like, dude, you're one of my favorite guys in the world. I have to have you on this. And he was like, done. So I love Shane. And Shane on Rogan, in my opinion, it personally is better than me on Rogan. I think he's funny as fucking shit. Shane Gillis is one of the funniest human beings I've ever fucking hung out with. You've never caught me say one bad thing about Shane, and I've always celebrated him.
In real life, though, like, because I had Kevin Hart at the gym once, and I remember being like, well, this dude's actually fucking funny in real life, not just on camera. Like, completely off camera, his personality is just funny.
Yeah.
What other comedians are like? Shane sounds like he's one of them.
Dude, Shane, the hardest we've ever laughed is we're in the bus one time, and we're watching Apocalypto, and we're all a little fucked up. We're really fucked up. And we're like, and Apocalypto comes on. We're like, whoa. Let's watch Apocalypto. It's like fucking 2 a.m. 2 a.m, there's probably like, 10 dudes in the bus. This is back in the day. Like, this is, by the way, for the record, Shane wasn't famous yet, okay?
Yeah.
He might have been on, the SNL shit might have gone down, I think. But it was right after that. So we're in there, we're in the bus, and my cameraman, John Mans, goes, oh, turn the subtitles off. And Shane goes, what? And he goes, no, turn this up. You're not supposed to watch it with subtitles. And Shane's like, hold on. Mans, when did you start speaking ancient Aztec? And he goes, no. No, the whole movie's told through action. So you don't need to see the words. And we're like, and I'm high as fuck. I'm believing him. I was like, I go, hold on. Play it a little bit without the subtitles.
Nah, this is too funny.
Dude,
bro.
Shane is lighting. Shane is a bully at best, his highest quality, and he is lighting John Mans up. So then he says to Mans, he's like, Mans, I got it fucking out for you. You know what? I'm going into Austin. I'm doing Rogan on Tuesday. I'm going to tell him you're a fucking pedophile. And Mans goes, you can't tell him I'm a pedophile. And he goes, I'm going to tell him you're gay and you're a fucking pedophile. So Shane goes on Tuesday. And I get sent a clip immediately. He's like, and Joe's like, what's it like being out on the road with Bert? And he's like, it's fucking awesome, except for this guy, John Mans, who's a pedophile. And
just straight face.
Joe goes, hey man, maybe we shouldn't talk about this. He goes, oh no. I told him I'm going to light his ass up on this podcast, and he destroyed John Mans. Dude, John Mans was up in arms. He was so upset. He called me. He's like, dude, we have to do a rebuttal podcast. So I had Mans come on my podcast, and he's like, I go, Mans, have you ever had sex with a child? He goes, no. Well, hold on. It is so fucking fun. No. He is the fucking funniest. Dude, those days, back in the day, when we'd all just tour like that was my favorite time of touring. It's because you got to think all the guys that now are wildly successful.
Yeah.
Bigger than me, I would argue. Mark Norman, Shane Gillis, Tim Dillon, dude, Dan Soder, Big J. Okerson. All these dudes would come out on the road with me, and we just be in a bus. And they're the funniest individuals. We used to do a thing called Fully Loaded. We'll still do it. We're gonna do it. We didn't took up this year, but we're still doing it. But I remember one morning, it's Gillis, Big J, Mark Normand, I think Whitney Cummings, like a whole list of comics, like the best comics.
Yeah,
And by the way, at the time, not all as famous as they are today. All of them.
Yeah.
Stavi, like just, it's fucking, and we're having breakfast. My daughters are there. We're having breakfast. They are busting balls like crazy. We are laughing hysterically. It is the hardest we've ever laughed. And we're like, all right, let's all get on fucking bathing suits. We're going to go get on a boat now. And we're like, great. So we all put on, everyone leaves. And it's my daughter, Georgia. And she's sitting at the table. She was like, holy shit. I said, what? She goes, I've never laughed that hard in my life. I said, yeah. And she goes, Dad, this is fucking amazing. And I said, yeah. And she goes, this is your life? And I was like, yeah. She's like, these are your friends? I was like, yeah. She goes, no wonder you never came home. It's just the dude, you live on a bus, and it was the greatest.
Do you think there'll ever be times like that again, or everyone's too spread, too busy?
Dude, I'll tell you what. And it's because of guys like Shane, and dare I say me, and Mark Normand, and Adam Ray, and Tony Hinchcliffe, and Nikki, is like, there is a need for us to be around each other. So like I did a show at the Super Bowl at whatever the UNO Lakefront Arena.
Yeah.
Me, Nikki, Tony, and Adam Ray. And I get a text from Shane. He's like, can I hop on? And now listen, just so we're clear, and I said this to Theo on Theo's podcast. I reached out to Theo to be on. I can't afford Theo to do that. Theo can sell the arena on his own.
Yeah, guys.
He doesn't need me
nuts.
to help sell an arena. And so all I can do is be like, do you want to do like 15 minutes? But I can't even afford his 15-minute quote. I can't. Theo and Shane, I cannot afford. Dude, I couldn't afford. I got Tony and Nikki before the fucking roast. I couldn't afford them today. If I had tried to book them today, I couldn't afford them.
To be on a
show with me.
Yeah.
Because I always do that at the Super Bowl. Every Super Bowl, it's been me, Shane, Mark Normand, Big J. I think every one we've ever done. It's me, Shane, something. Like he did the one with me, Tom, and Shane, and Bobby Lee, me, Shane, Mark Normand, and Big J. And then I get a text from Shane. He's like, yo, can I do your Super Bowl show? I was like, I can't afford you. He's like, obviously, I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, it's a fun thing to bring out a guy that you love to death and to see an arena of people as a surprise guest lose their fucking minds. Like, I brought him up. I hosted the show. And I was like, ladies and gentlemen, this first guest, you may know him from his hit show Tires. And the place went, holy shut the fuck up. I go, you may know him from his special Beautiful Dogs. And I'm watching Shane over the thing. Guy Fieri's popping him on the back. And he's like, oh, fucking let's go. Dude, it's the greatest feeling in the world. It's the best.
So that stuff, like when you talk about paying for someone, they have to be paid because of like the management or like
agents and lawyers. Like, so like if I couldn't announce Shane, because if I announce Shane, I'll possibly sell 2 shows at the arena.
I see.
You know, you pay people so you can use their name to sell tickets.
Yeah.
So like when we do Fully Loaded, I usually go mostly with just the people I love because I bring my family with me, and so it's like all my favorite comics to be around, and comics that sell tickets. So when we do the Gorge, it's like with 35. I mean, I don't know what it sits, but I think we sold 35. And so you do the Gorge, you bring names that help.
35,000.
35,000, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Selling out fucking arenas must be a crazy feeling.
It is. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Cool.
Was that something that you when like? I kind of want to take it back to like when you were a kid and you were a comic in the beginning coming up. Was it something that you were like always thought you would be doing, or is just kind of you're like, holy shit, this turned into something?
No, I didn't think. I didn't know I wanted to be a comedian until like college. I knew people said I was funny. You should try comedy, but I didn't know that was a real thing. It's like, you know, when you look back at, not to take this back to bodybuilding, but when you look at Arnold and bodybuilding, it was like a weird thing back then.
Yeah.
And so the idea that he did what he did is insane. When I looked at comedy back then, it was kind of like bodybuilding. Like it was like, people do that. Like I mean, I've seen it a couple times on TV on like Leno, or Tonight Show with Carson. But like I was like, you can't do that. Like that's got to be something. And then in college, everyone said I should be a comedian. And then I got written up obviously in Rolling Stone magazine. And then because of that, I tried comedy. But when I tried comedy and I did good, I was like, oh, I'm just good at it and I enjoy this. I'll just move to New York and then and then we'll see what happens. I didn't know you could make money at it. I didn't know you could make money on the road. I didn't know the road existed. I knew you could make money living in this city. I knew you could book a commercial, and I knew you could get a sitcom. But I thought that's how you make money. And then I remember hearing about the road, and I was like, oh, people do the road? But then when you do the road, I was like, no one did arenas. I mean, Dice did and Dane did. That was it. That was only people. Steve Martin did. That was it. So those were intangibles. And then the first arena, I mean, theaters were like crazy. Like to do theaters.
But were you ever doing stand-up and it was just like 1,000 people, 500 people?
Oh, is that, I don't know what. So 1,000 people's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But even less than that, like 300 people.
Like 70 people.
70.
Yeah, like Dayton Funny Bone, 75 people on a Thursday night. Friday night, early show, 85 people. Those were my weekends. And I get paid $1,500 a week.
How long were you doing that for?
Jesus. So Georgia was born in 2004, and I didn't get success until 2017. So,
but how are you attributing
years.
success? You're just like the amount of money.
Meaning like a fan, like someone came to your show because they knew who you were.
Okay.
So like 2017 was the first time people started coming to my shows that year. That
you
January.
were just on a lineup of comics.
I was just like I was good at selling beer because I drink. So clubs loved me. So like I go in and I was also like, look, man, I've always said, you know, I had to like hustle to get comedy. Like I was never one of the chosen kids from Comedy Central. So like I didn't ever had a career of like, oh dude, this is handpicked. He is brilliant. And so what I do is I get done my show and I tell everyone, don't leave, go to the bar. I'll meet you out at the bar. We'll have drinks out of the bar. And what that would do is that would up my bar sales for the week by like, you know, $1,000 every show. And then at the end of the week, the manager's looking at the tabs going like, dude, we didn't do great numbers, but our bar sales were through the roof for like an average week. We got to bring this guy back. And so I started doing that and I did that. I mean, I was a feature for like the first 2 years of George's life and then started headlining, but you're getting like $1,300 a week for a headlining gig. And by the time I was about to pop, meaning like sell some tickets, I was maybe getting like 5,000 a week, I think, maybe 7,000 a week was like a good week, but it was only clubs that like, they knew I had radio relationships and like I could, like DC and Tampa, like Philly, places I had radio relationships.
Where they would be promoting that you're going to be somewhere.
So some towns, some large cities like Tampa, Philly, DC, certain cities like Bob and Tom areas, if you can get on radio, then in a weird way, that club is like, they'll pay you a little, this sounds like mismanaged in my words, but like they'll pay you a little extra because you can get on radio. Because you can sell tickets on radio if you do good radio. But there are guys that wouldn't do radio. And so they just didn't, you know, you're not promoting your own shows.
Radio's kind of washed now. It's just like you have a podcast, huh?
No, not media. Everywhere. Like a lot of the named places I just named, those people still own their markets. I mean, they own their market. You go to Philly, you do Preston and Steve, you will sell your weekend out. You do. If you can get on Elliot in the Morning, that was like that's a big example. Is like Elliot in the Morning in DC 101 was impossible to get on because Elliot was like, had like specific tastes in comics. So they'd call him up every weekend. You go, yo, we've got ... And he'd go, pass. And they go, yo, we got ... And he'd go, pass. And then they go, yo, we have Jim Gaffigan. He goes, oh, I'd have Gaffigan on. And they're like, okay, we have.
Is that just a relationship thing?
No, it's just who he thinks he'd vibe with.
Okay.
And so then we were doing the Jameson comedy tour, and they pitched us. We'd like to have the Jameson guys in, and he goes, I'll have Bert in, and I did not know him. And they were like, and it was wild. They were like, yo, Elliot's having you in studio. You have to kill it. You have to kill it. And I was like, wait, okay, what is it? And they're like, it's the hottest show. Because you're doing it, we'll sell out the whole weekend.
And what year was this?
Oof. Georgia broke her teeth. She was probably 4, maybe 3. So probably 2007, 2008. And so I went in and did Elliot, and it was really good. Like it was, and I mean, I would argue I'm not as good on podcasts today as I was on radio or I was on podcasts when I started. So I think my interviews have changed a little more. I think there's more questions for me. So I answer things as opposed to more comedy. But back in the day, dude, I was destructive on fucking radio.
It was strictly comedy.
Oh, dude, I would just do bits. I would just fucking, and you never knew I was doing a bit. I'd fucking slide bits in, and then they'd be like, God, man, but it was like, you can't do that on podcasts. And the first time I tried to do that on the first time I did Rogan, and he was like, huh?
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I was like, are you doing a bit?
Yeah.
Because he knew. And I was like, no. And he was like,
yeah.
And I was like, okay. Like I tried to do a bit that murdered on radio. Murdered. And he went like this.
Yeah.
Because he's a comic and he knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And he was like, cool. And then he started picking it apart a little bit. And I was like, oh, fuck.
In real time,
I was
you're
like, in
fuck.
real time, I'm like, hey man, don't do that. And then I said, then I had a bit. And he threw it to me. And on radio, I would have done the bit. I just would have done the bit. And I knew that he didn't want to get a bit. And then he was like, what? Do you have an opinion about that? And I was like, well, yeah. And he goes, what?
Like, fuck.
I was like, dude, I don't know how to do this. Like, it's like, are we just having a real conversation? And he was like, yeah, man. I mean, but tell me your bit.
He fucks the whole thing up.
No, but he's just so real, man.
I know, I love it.
He's like so real. And he's like, and I tell him the bit and he goes, that's good. And I was like, fuck. But yeah, like, so I did Ellie in the morning. I got hammered on air. I gave out my wife's phone number. Like it was just, I gave out my Facebook login. Like they took over my Facebook. It was crazy. It was wild, debaucherous. And then at the end of the show, Elliot's like, I knew you'd kill. And I was like, really? He's like, do you know why I had you in? And I was like, no. And he gave me the secret handshake of our fraternity. He was an ATO also. He was like, you always got to help a brother out. And I went, shut the fuck up. Been friends with that guy for 20 years. And so, but yeah, radio still owns certain markets, still owns it. And Bob and Tom still pops, man. You do Bob and Tom, it's big. You'd be shocked.
But so do you think like the rest of the game has completely changed? It's almost just podcast driven now.
Oh, I mean, I remember the canary in the mine for me was Tom. Tom wouldn't do radio. He just stopped doing radio and he wasn't even famous. He was like, no, man, my podcast fans are coming out. And I was like, podcast fans? I was like, what are you talking about?
What year did that really change for comedy?
I was probably 36 or 37 years old. So 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Find out when Rogan did his first podcast, but 15 years ago, I'm guessing 15 is when I started. I remember we were upstairs and Georgia was on my laptop and she was watching Joe and Tom 2009. So yeah, it's 2009. What is that, 15 years ago?
About, yeah, I'm terrible at math.
I'm too.
I'm only good at adding 45s. So what? No, the 45s.
That's my best. That's my favorite.
That's straight up true.
Yeah, no, 135, 225,
I can do that all day.
315.
I can do that forever.
Yeah.
But anything else is like, what are we doing?
That's great.
Other numbers fuck me up. I'm also really bad at remembering dates and like fucking.
I can remember things based on like tragic events. Like I try to remember, like I remember
like 9/11.
9/11 is like a big one for me. I remember it's either before 9/11 or after 9/11.
Yeah.
And then 2000, I remember 2000 because we all sat around this computer to watch
to see if
it worked. I remember the fall of communism was 1989. 1989.
That's the year I was born.
I was in Mr. For real?
Yeah.
I was a junior in high school. So maybe it was 1990. But no, 1989. I was in Coach Wiener's class. But yeah, I don't. What happened is I remember Georgia knew Tom, and my daughters knew Tom and Christina since they were born, and Tom and Christina didn't have any money, so they'd come over every night and eat dinner with us, and the girls would do naked time. They called it naked time at like 5 o'clock, and Tom was like, "We're gonna show up after naked time."
Yeah.
And they'd walk in, and I'd go, "Girls, naked time," and they'd take their clothes off. Tom's like, "God damn it!" So Georgia saw.
Was
Tom,
that like to shower or bathe or something like?
No, just run around the house naked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kids do that.
Yeah.
And so Georgia saw Tom on my thing. I had like my Twitter feed on my computer was going, and Georgia saw Tom, and she clicked on it. She's like 4 years old. She clicked on Tom, and the Joe Rogan experience was on my thing. I didn't know what it was. And it was snowflakes coming down. And they were just reading comments. I was like, what the fuck is Tom doing? George had it in her lap. She's watching the Joe Rogan experience. And I'm like, what are you watching, George? She's like, Uncle Tommy. And I was like, huh? She goes, Tommy, Dad. And I was like, wait, what is Tom doing? And I saw, that was my first Joe Rogan experience I saw. And then I became obsessed. I loved it, dude. It was like the best. I'd be on the road. I'd put it on the iPad, get in bed, and listen to Joey Diaz just tell fucking wild stories and be like,
my God.
oh, it was the fucking greatest.
Man, that dude's fucking hilarious. I'm curious, like, where do you get your bits from? And do you write them? Do you have help writing them?
No, I don't have help. I wish I did. I would love to have a team of writers. That would be great.
Yeah.
No, but I'm a little specific about, it needs to be my story. It has to be my voice. And part of the thing about doing stand-up for me is solving the math of it. So like, if I don't solve the math of it, I can't, like, it's not, that's why I do it. It's like, can you imagine being a painter and the guy traced the lines for you and was like, all right, just fill in there. And then you're not, I don't think you're like a painter. I mean, maybe you are, and I'm sure someone's getting upset. They're like, that's the way I paint. But I like to trace the lines and I like to fill in the lines. I like to do it all.
Yeah.
Like, that's the fun of stand-up for me. The fun of stand-up isn't necessarily even, only a comic will get this. It's not even the time you tell the joke and it kills. It's the set before that where you figure it out because you fucked it up, but you figured it out and you can't wait for the next time for you to get on stage to tell it the way you should have told it that time. That's my favorite part of stand-up.
So where do you do that now?
At the store. I like to do like runs. I'll take my bus and I'll go hit clubs and do like 14 days out on the road, do a circle of the US and then come back. I like doing that. I'm doing a thing, like a TV show, and I'll be living in a city for like, 7 weeks or whatever. So when I'm there, I'll just lock down a club there and go every night.
And that's where you work on your bits.
Just write and try to figure things out and just free talk to people, do a little crowd work. I don't do crowd work for clips. I do crowd work for the bit to like, ... and then they give you something and then you have something about that and you're like, oh, this works. It
makes the whole bit better.
Yeah. Like I remember, it's funny. I can't think of an exact example, but like when I was younger, that's kind of how I write on stage, is like I do a little crowd work. And then if I could come up with a bit out of that, I'd be like, oh, we got that. Like, boom. But a lot of it was the girls, is like the shit would happen to the girls and Leanne would hit me up and be like, yo, you're never gonna believe what happened. Or I'd witness something. Like I remember one of my favorite things, like when you're talking about watching a bit happen, I was at Isla softball practice and the coach was doing practice without a ball just to make it a little quicker so that the girls could understand where the play would be. Right. Imagine it. Like, hey guys, all right, ground ball to Lily. Run her on first base, Lily. What are you gonna do? And she goes, throw to second. And then she'd pretend throw. And then they'd pretend catch it and then throw it to first. And they go, double play. Way to go, everybody. And Isla's in center field. And he goes, all right, bases loaded. Fly ball to Isla. And Isla starts backing up and then turns around like it flew over her head. And I'm sitting there going, what did I just fucking witness? I was like, that's the bit. I'm done. That's the bit.
Like, why did you just catch it?
Why didn't you catch it? Then she threw her glove in the air like, fuck.
Like she's faking that
like, I thought it was so funny. And I called Leanne. I was like, you're never going to believe what your idiot kid did. I mean, this is the bit. The bit just is the thing. I go, what? And I was like, she just missed. I forget what the verbiage is, but, and Leanne's like, don't bring it up. She's like, that's her beautiful little brain. Do not break it. Like, let her. That is who she is. Don't fuck with that. And if you shame her about it, that's what your dad did to you. But like, I couldn't sit with it. I'm in the car. I'm like,
you had to say something.
I was like, yo, what happened with that fly ball? And then she looks in the rearview mirror at me, smirks and goes, yeah, coach really got a hold of that one.
Yo, she's funny.
Dude, she's fun. That kid made me so much money.
Holy shit.
So much money. You have no idea. And I mean, she has said stuff to this day that I can't say, that she won't let me say. She's done stuff that would be I'd have a brand new hour that she's like, yo, you got to pull that out. And I'm like, baby. She goes, I said that to you in private. You're my dad. I can feel safe with you. And I'm like, God damn.
So most of the stuff is just like real life shit.
All my stuff, stories, is real life shit. Like I was doing an interview the other day and they were asking me about the closing bit on this special is pretty intense. It's about our dog passing.
Yeah.
Kind of ironic that our dog has cancer now and we have another dog, and that It really sucks. These big dogs don't last forever.
I know. I have one.
What do you got?
I have a, well, you didn't, they were in the kennels when we walked in, but I have a Cane Corso Italian Mastiff, big dog. And then I have two pit bulls.
Okay. I have bull mastiffs.
My older pit bull, she's got a few years left. That's going to be like the worst day of my life when that dog goes.
Oh, dude, that's what the bit's about, is about losing our dog, and it's very emotional. So if you've ever had to put down a dog, it'll be an interesting bit for you to watch, because you'll laugh a lot, but there'll be times where you can't help but internalize. And the guy said to me, he goes, "Why did you choose to put that in your special?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "I don't know. Like, aren't you afraid it's going to upset people?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what, like, my comedy isn't about trying to alienate people. It's about trying to bring everyone in so that we realize we're all fucking similar.
Yeah.
Like, we're all the same. We're all like we all have these shared experiences, and yo, we all got a kid that's weird as fuck. Everyone does. If I had one person say to me, if I had a nickel for every time someone said, "Yo, I have an Isla," I'd be crazy wild rich. Yeah. Someone comes up and goes, "I have an Isla." Or now a lot of the specials about, my relationship with Leanne. Now the girls have left and Leanne's going through menopause. And dude, in the special, I tell a joke. I go, my wife, whatever. I'm not going to do the bit, but like I do it. And this guy in the special goes, "Me too, right here." And it's like, dude, we're all similar. That's like, and I'm not saying like, look, I know that what the internet likes is like edgy, shitty, like not shitty, but like shit on people, like hard shit, bring the hard shit. It's just not what I do. So it happens, but
comedy, I feel like is mostly, the reason why people love it is because it's relatable. And it's on that line of like, edgy sometimes, but it's also just like, people can be like, damn, you're describing your audience saying, "Oh, I have this. I can relate to that."
Yeah.
That's what makes comedy great though.
Dude, there's a lot of things that make comedy great. Like when you take a bit that is just well thought, it's just well, like, I'm trying to think. I use Shane because he's a easy example. Shane had a bit that was like, that we played in the bus one night and we were crying laughing, and it was about the guy who created the Special Olympics.
I didn't see it.
That's all I'll say. So everyone go find that, and it's so good. It's a perspective of like, he took something that you're familiar with, then turned it on its head a little bit and thought, like how did they come up with this? That's kind of wild. I mean, this is his joke, but he's like, it's kind of wild. Like one guy in town was like, "Yo,
like who
town over says theirs are faster than ours."
Yeah.
And it's like the thing with like great comics is like, same with hip hop. It's not what they say, but how they're saying it.
Yeah, it's always how you
say it. And like, I love that. I love the play on words on stuff. I love when you write a joke that's not technically funny, but it gets a laugh, and someone's like, "Wait," like I have a joke in the special that is exactly that. And Chad Daniels came up to me and he goes, I gotta stop you. I know you're shooting your special in like 2 weeks. But he goes, it doesn't make sense. And I said, "What?" And he goes, "No, like the joke, like mathematically it doesn't work. Like it doesn't, like, can you try it tonight just a little different so that it makes sense for me?" So I tried it and it didn't work. And he goes, "Well, fuck, I don't know, man. I guess funny's funny. You don't know why it's funny. It makes you laugh."
Yeah, that's a fact, man. There's two bits that are so viral. There's a bit, like one of the funniest clips I've ever seen is Bobby Lee explaining to Shab about like being raped or molested. Have you seen that? You haven't seen that? I don't want to ruin it. But then there's also one with
sounds hilarious.
No, it's fucking like, it goes viral like I feel like every year.
Was this when you got molested by the Down syndrome guy?
Yeah. And they're trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
And he says it differently the second time, the third time, and they keep laughing.
Yeah.
And then there's another. Have you seen the bit with Shane Gillis where he's talking about like something like, there's like, he's talking to a black guy about like a room, and he's like something about other people's shit being in it. That's super viral as well. I don't want to fuck the joke up because it's like, I don't want to say it wrong.
No. What would be cool?
Pull it up. Pull up Shane Gillis. Black guy. Yeah, black room. Black room.
Black guys might be it.
Black guys.
Black guy's apartment.
Black guy's apartment. Yeah. Black guy's apartment. Probably, yeah.
You have live, laugh, love cursive in your apartment?
Nah, man, my apartment's black
the
as
funniest
shit.
clips I've ever seen.
just so if
He
my
said my
family
apartment black
comes,
as
I'm
shit.
like, no, she's a good one. Like that's
Yeah.
So,
What do you
like,
have in your apartment that makes it black as shit?
I can't think of the name of the.
Other people's stuff?
That shit. So like my the reason why I brought this up is like how do you, and maybe this is me being really curious, like how do you do stuff that's like somewhat uncomfortable with people? How do you make it comfortable? Like how?
Oh, you don't. You just roll the dice.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't. You can't. And sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes it goes fucking flat. So that's the thing is everyone wants to say they're a comedian. Take a big swing in a room, see if it fucking pops off. Take a big swing. Like I one of the ones I that like back in the day, it's like a bunch of comics in a room, and there's this black comic, and on stage, and he's an older black comic, but he's like, I don't know, I think he's from Chicago maybe, and he was like, it was like all us in the back, like all me and my friends, and I had to follow this guy. He was murdering. He's like, man, white kids these days, they got make-believe diseases. Shit my mama would have slapped me for, they give it a name. ADD. ADD. Yeah, you know what ADD is? A slap on your mama, you get no ADD. Dyslexia? No, man, that's dumb as fuck. Your mama slap you. Read, boy. And like just going on, right?
Yeah.
And then, and he goes, all right, that's my time. And I go up on stage and it's silent. I go, hey, that was great. Keep it going for that guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I was like, I just have one footnote in your set. You guys do get these diseases like ADD and dyslexia. It's just you guys drop out of school so early, we don't have time to catch it. And the place went crazy. And he and my friends were like, what the? I used to love taking those chances. But but the thing is like, you say it because you're a comic and you can't hold it back. You go, I gotta try. I gotta. It's the fucking live by the sword, die by the sword. I gotta. And then there's times you say shit like that and it does not work. And you're like,
Yeah, you continue on. You're just
and
like,
you just go, all right, let's try. And by the way, that for me was the Miami Improv. I remember one time I was at Miami Improv and I was bombing. I was bombing so bad. And I was trying to talk to this guy in the front row and he would not have it. And he starts going like this. And there's a packed room full of like Latinos, like this. And I go,
with like a piece of paper?
with nothing, just like this. And I go, what's that? And he goes, I'm going to beat you with that baseball bat. And I go, oh, you must be Dominican. Nothing. And I'm like, oh God.
That would hit though.
Nothing. No.
What?
No. You know how I got myself out of that situation? I said to the audience, I was like, all right, I look, there's clearly a language barrier here. And I said, I think you guys don't like me because I'm white. And they started cheering. I go, okay, totally fine. But I'm a good comedian. It's just, I don't think you guys are getting it. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring like a Latino dude up here. Like, I mean, the most Latino, Cuban, I'm talking chicleta or whatever, chanclas. Like, I want this guy and this guy comes up. And he's like fucking got the Guayabera on, and he's like fucking dripped out, and he's like, yeah, and he starts dancing. The place goes nuts. I go, okay, but there's some black people in here. Now I want to bring out the most thugged out black dude on stage, and this guy comes out, gold fronts, fucking braids, and he's bigger dude, and he's like, yeah, and I was like, all right, bring up 3 chairs, bring up a table, bottle of tequila. I go, I'm gonna tell my jokes, and I just need you to translate them to your people. And they're like, all right. So I was talking to a young lady the other day.
This is a good fucking bit.
Dude.
You did this completely on the fly.
I had to. I was bombing so bad. And so he's the Cuban guy's like, so I'm speaking to his mamias, right? Give it to the black guy, and the black guy, no joke, goes, man, can I play get some conversation? Place fucking, I mean, we killed so hard. And by the way, at a certain point, I just had, because I knew my joke. I knew the joke. I had written the joke. So I would give them the joke and let them guess a punchline. And they were pretty fucking funny. Like,
that's fucking
do you know
genius.
how to go, you know what, you know the best way to go down on a woman? And then the Cuban guy grabs the mic and he's like, yeah, you put your lips right next to her clit and you go, brrr. The place blows up, right? I had never heard of that. Give it to the black guy. He goes, man, I don't eat pussy. And the place is going crazy, right? And then I go, no. Guys, what you do is you put your lips around it entirely, very gently, just go, ha! And it was like gold in that room because you could make up a moment, have a moment. That's, I got to say that's what the specials are now, is trying to find that moment. I was talking to Chappelle right before I shot my special. I was lucky enough to spend a couple days partying with him.
Yeah.
And it's like fucking 4 a.m. and we're at it. I go, bro, I gotta tell you something. If I don't take this opportunity to ask you comedy questions, I mean, you're the best. You're the best I've done it. He's my age, but he's like a hero to me, man.
Yeah, he's a goat.
He's a goat. I said, I'd be fucked up if I didn't ask you these questions. He goes, all right, what do you want to know? I was like, shoot my special. He goes, how many shows? I said, 6. He goes, perfect. I said, when you do your specials, they seem so loose. Are you doing them? Like, do you run in an hour? And he starts breaking down how he does it. And then he said to me, he goes, what you need, I'm going to fuck it up because I was drunk. But he's like, what you need is you need to take all that oxygen and turn it into a molecule. And you got to hope that molecule shows up in that show and that it's a special moment, and then let that molecule explode. And he kind of broke down the way he does it. And he goes, so you don't need every show to be great. What you need is to be looking for that molecule. And I was like, it took so much pressure off me because I put a lot of pressure on myself. And I enjoyed this special probably more than any of them because I shot 6. We got it in 4. But the show we use is the 6th show, and that's when the molecule showed up. It was fucking awesome.
That's when it hit.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by it? So he meant just like you're doing all these different shoots to create the special.
Yeah.
But you're not trying to force that moment. You're trying to find that moment.
So the first show I did, yes, I'll break it down in specials. So the very first time I did a special, forget the first two. The Secret Time, Comfortably Dumb and The Machine, ignore those, scrap those. Let's talk about Secret Time. I got up on stage and I was crushing with this hour. And I got up and I tried to force it a little bit. And man, they can smell it. They smell forced in the room. You can't really tell it on the camera. Yeah. There's people that have bombed on their hours, still good hours. And because look, as long as you're receiving it on the screen at home, you're gonna love it. If you're a fan of the guy, you'll love it. I bombed and I got out. And I was like, fuck. And my dad always told me, whether it's true or not, he always said, you love pressure. And I think it Pavlovian had a Pavlovian effect on me. And it made me believe I love pressure. I don't know if I do or don't. But my dad ever since I was a kid, was like, buddy, if we need someone to hit an RBI, if we need a base hit, you're the guy they put in. You love that shit. You thrive off pressure. It's why I talk wild about athletics. It's why I made that bet that I could bench 320, because I love that shit. I love saying wild shit. I can run the LA Marathon with no training at all.
But you don't know if you actually do. You just like, it was that was baked into you.
It was baked into me.
He did that.
Yeah. And so I love that energy. I love a competition. I love a crazy bet. I love Sober October. I love challenging Joe. Those were the funnest times of my life.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting ready to shoot the second show. We're only doing 2 shows in Philly for Secret Time. And my wife goes, well, you love pressure. Here's where we find out how much of a diamond you can be. And I was like, oh shit, I do love pressure. I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. I was like, I'm in my space. And dude, that show organically was without a doubt, one of the best sets I've ever had at a filming. Just organic. There was a period where we were afraid, because it was an older building, that it was going to fall down. I mean, they were stomping so hard on the ground, and I was like, fuck. So when we went to do the other specials, in a weird way, I kind of would put a lot of pressure on myself. And then when I did this, and that's why I'm doing 6 shows. So I did 2, then 4, then another 4. Then I was like, fuck, I'm going to do 6 so that I don't have any pressure. I just want it to be fun. And man, I got it. The first night, second night, banged them out. And I was almost angry that I had booked 6. I was like, I'm ready to party. I'm done. And my buddy, Tony, who produces it, is like, hey, just change it up. Have fun with it. Don't do the same set. Fucking tell some jokes I haven't heard. I told 2 stories I'd never told the whole week on those 2 last shows. Both of them are in the special. And it's because I wasn't forcing it. I was looking for the fun of it.
So that's what you mean. Like when you say you're not forcing it, it's for like people watching. You mean it's not like written bits that you're like, okay, I'm gonna hit this. It kind of bits that come up, or bits that come from the bits that you wrote.
It's allowing your so I'm not like a real scripted comic in that I tell stories. So everything's kind of got a flow to it. And so it's allowing the flow to change up. Or thinking of something on the fly and being like, yo, I'm gonna slide this in. I think that works. Like I had a joke about my wife being like old baseball glove that I just kind of threw in, and it worked. And I'd never done it. I'd never done it on the road. I'd never written it, and it just came out so good. I mean, it was like, and then I got off stage. He's like, "Where did that come from?" I go, "I just thought of it," and it was like, I mean, it was like a fucking joke that I would today. I wish I had thought of it a week later so I could use it in this act because it's such a good joke. But yeah, it was just a free flow. And I told this story about Snoop that hadn't been really telling, and it just kind of happened. And it was like turned perfect. And a lot of it is, because I'm not really scripted per se. So a lot of it is just riding the energy of a room and taking their energy and putting myself right in front of it and feeling it and responding to them the way they are and like matching them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a crazy talent. Like
It's not. I think anyone could figure it out.
really.
Yeah. I mean, I say that. I say that. When I got to be honest with you, like there's parts of stand up I can't do. Like I'm not good at roasting because I'm not good at set up punch jokes. I'm not good at
What do you think about the crowd work set that became like, I feel like Matt Rife made it really popular.
Matt Ripe's really good at it.
Yeah.
He
Is that something you think like anyone could do, or that's also a
No,
specific
not
talent?
anyone can do it. I'm telling you, no, there are people that cannot do it. Like Nate Bargatze will tell you right now, he can't do crowd work. But Nate Bargatze, one of the most brilliant comics working, but he's just not good at crowd work. Crowd work, you got to be quick on your feet and you got to be really raw and honest. Like you got to be able to you got to say the wild thing that
Yeah.
yeah. I used to be really good at crowd work, but I was also. I would say I was fearless, but I would say also I was oblivious. Like I'm oblivious to certain shit. Shit doesn't land on my radar. And so like.
But that's probably why you're funny. That's
I
definitely
think
part
so.
of why you're funny.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I hope so. But like I say shit sometimes where I'm like what were they? I was at a dinner the other night. I was in Spain with this lady and her husband and my wife. And the lady said something.
That sounded like some swinger shit. I don't know why. Maybe because it was Spain.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was not swinger shit.
Okay, cool.
Although they were our age, and by the way, I mean, I think we were really into it. I'm kidding. But the lady said something wild, and her husband's like, "What?" And we just met them, and her husband's like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" And I said, "No. I love this shit. Like, I love when someone says something really fucked up." Because I go, you're playing in my space now. Like, this is where I love to talk about. We were talking, I wish I could remember what we were talking about, but it was like so fucked up. But I love that. I love when people trust you. That's why I love comics, is they say crazy shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's a safe place with me. You can land there.
Do you think that nowadays people are coming back to the darker and the crazier shit humor? I feel like that's coming back because you remember like Dave Chappelle, the GOAT. Do you remember the Chappelle show?
Yeah, of course.
Do you remember how fucking insane the shit that he would do was?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that, I feel like that comedy's starting to come back, but I don't know if I feel like the internet in a lot of ways won't let it because it's too.
Well, you can't listen to the internet.
No, I don't mean the internet like people. I mean the internet like platforms.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm painfully oblivious. Like I don't know what the regulations are on podcasts. I don't know what the regulations are on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of shit. I don't watch a lot of shit on YouTube anymore. I used to love putting on a 2-hour documentary on the Huns and just fucking going to bed to it.
So fucking good. I love shit like that.
I mean, I just don't like YouTube kind of fucked up movies for me because I'd get into the shorts and then they'd play a scene from like a crazy movie and I'd be like, well, fuck, I got to watch that movie, but I didn't have time to watch a movie. So I go to Wikipedia and just read the movie. And I go, I guess I saw, what's the one with the guy that goes to prison?
There's a lot of
Shot
movies.
Caller. I guess I
Okay.
saw Shot Caller.
But you read
I
it.
just read it because I was like, I see the last scene where he goes into the cage with the other guy,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, fuck. I know how the movie ends. Let me read the plot.
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, I watched all of Peaky Blinders on YouTube, just all the best scenes on YouTube, and then I was like, fuck, I gotta watch Peaky Blinders.
Yeah,
and then I watched Peaky Blinders. I already knew what was gonna happen in the scenes. I just didn't know who the people were.
Did you still like it as much
I
though?
love Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Dude, I've said this before, but I love loving shit. Like, to love shit.
That feeling. Oh man.
I mean, my optimistic look is the people that create bad videos for people like us and anyone out there.
yeah.
I can't imagine they're loving hate, right? So I think they're like love songs to us, I guess. Because because I can't imagine there's someone that just lives in hate, right?
I don't think so. I don't think in real life they do. I think
don't
they
think
see
they
that
do.
they can get the engagement or the clicks, and that's why they do it. Like that's why it exists.
Oh,
Which
so
is
they
weird.
love the attention,
Yeah, or the
but they're not putting their face out there, are they?
some people will like clip up, like they'll put their face very rarely, but some people do that where they're trying to create sort of commentary,
Yeah.
like a commentary channel based on like what you're doing or what another comedian's doing, or you know, in the fitness space, what a fitness person's doing or not doing. Like people will put
Oh,
their
I
face
know.
to
Joey
it.
Swole does that.
Yeah, like that's a great example of someone that like their bit is someone else's bit and his reaction to the bit
Yeah.
or to the content. Yeah, I gotta try this. When did you guys start this? Like a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
We were just talking on Two Bears today about it. This will be out. I don't know when this drops. Maybe you've already seen it on Two Bears. But I was saying to Tom, I saw Tom get his car hit, right?
You got us what?
You didn't see this?
No.
It's kind of crazy. So Tom, a lady backed into Tom's car.
Yeah.
Tom Segura backed into his car. And then he caught her. He saw her do it.
Mhm.
And he said, hey, you just backed into my car. And she goes, yeah, I don't think I did. Here, let me take a shot. Take a shot with you. She goes, I don't think I did. And he goes, I saw you.
Oh, you got a good shot. I gotta get a little more.
He goes, I saw you. She goes, no, that wasn't me. And he goes, no, I just watched you. Here, cheers. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. Oh, it's good. It has like a different, like a really different hit towards the end.
Thank you so much.
What the fuck?
Dude, yeah, it's really great vodka. And by the way, I wish I brought you a merch bag. Our merch is even better.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that.
So
It doesn't. I gotta glaze a little bit. It doesn't bite like if I don't know what the Smirnoff kind of shit.
Smirnoff kind of tastes like a doctor's office a little bit.
Yeah, it
like
doesn't
a little
have that
little
bite.
fucking Prel. Like
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That is really good. Like
Thank
no
you.
bullshit.
I wanted to make a vodka. Tom and I both were very involved in the process of the tasting.
Yeah.
And even though I wasn't drinking at the time, we came out with a vodka. And I think my first drink back was a bottle of Porosos.
Yeah,
and I wanted to have a vodka that you could, this is going to sound fucked up, but that you could have in the morning at an airport and it wouldn't overwhelm your taste buds. And you'd be like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, you made like a vodka kind of for yourself.
I did.
Yeah.
I 100% did.
Yeah,
I 100, but by the way, I put my 10,000 hours into vodka.
Yeah.
I remember the day I switched over to vodka. I remember the day I'm sitting on a fucking plane. I'm leaving Philly and a lady comes up right before takeoff. She goes, can I get you something to drink before takeoff? I said, I'll have a cold beer. She went, great. What kind? Heineken? I said, Heineken would be great. I'm sitting next to a beautiful man with a chiseled jaw, abs I can see through his linen shirt.
Wow.
Hands that are like like the David, just perfect. And he says, I'll have a double Tito's and soda. And I said, what's that? And he goes, it's vodka. And she starts to walk away. And I was like, why? And he goes, what's in my contract?
Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck does this guy do?
I said, what do you mean in my contract? He goes, I'm a male model. And the only drink I'm allowed to drink is vodka because it doesn't bloat. It's healthier, kind of keeps me lean so I can look like this. And I went, She's over at the people at the row next to us. I go, excuse me, ma'am. I'll take a double Tito's and soda as well. No beer for me today. And I switched over to vodka that fucking day. And I've been a vodka.
So you switched to vodka because of man
Because
love.
one gorgeous man.
That is fucking crazy.
One gorgeous fucking, I'm talking.
Man love switched you.
He had a linen shirt on. I've had moments on airplanes. I'll tell you, I love these moments. I had a moment on an airplane, right? This is my favorite. Sitting next to a guy, he's got a Rolex on. Fucking man, this is a dude, but he's a little bit older than me, not much older than me.
Yeah.
Not much older than me. And he puts his phone down and there's no case on it. And now I'm a little buzzed. You know, I've been drinking at the airport bar before the flight. And I go, ooh, no case, huh? And he goes, yeah. And I go, were you going to break your phone? And he goes, no. I said, really? He goes, yeah, because I'm a man.
Fuck.
And he goes, I take care of my shit.
So
He goes,
real.
I'm not going to put some otter box on this and look like a guy. He goes, you know what you look like when you have an otter box on? He goes, you look like a guy who doesn't care about his shit. I clean my car, I work out, I take care of my family, and I don't have a fucking case on my phone. I took my case off right away. I go, you're fucking right. I broke my phone the next day. The next day I broke my phone, and I went through 3 phones before I was like, I got to put a fucking case on it. These things break like crazy.
Bro, dude, I have a case and a screen protector, and I still broke my fucking phone. Some bullshit. That's a scam.
My daughter Isla's the exact opposite. My daughter Isla, I see her this Christmas. Both girls come back from college for Christmas break, and both fucking girls, their phones are shattered. I mean, like screens like this. So I buy both girls for Christmas new iPhones, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm your dad. I want you to be taken care of. I don't want you to be on some street corner going, I can't swipe up. It's been too cracked, you know? That's why I do it. Isla opens hers and goes, can I return it? And I went, what? She goes, I don't want the responsibility of a new phone. This phone's safe and fun.
How old is she?
18.
Wow.
She was like, yeah. She goes, I go, baby, don't return it. She goes, Dad, I'll never use a new phone because I know how I felt when I dropped this phone and this happened, and I don't want to feel that again. I'd rather just have this.
So responsible.
And I was like, really?
Fuck?
Georgia said the same goddamn thing. Both of them just kept them in the boxes, and they're like, when it breaks and I can't use it, I'll use that one.
Damn.
Like, wow.
Who did that? Who raised them?
No, not me. Not me. No, not me. Not me. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I was an interesting dad. I was around and I was good and I was fun, but I wasn't like, let's do homework, guys. I was never that guy.
Yeah. Your wife, does she play a role in a lot of your business stuff or in your life in general, or?
Yeah.
Obviously in your life in general.
No, I would argue, no, I know what your question is, but I would argue my wife is my business. Like, she is the reason my business is successful. My wife is the kind of person that was like, yo, you need to get the fuck away from Travel Channel. And I was like, but it's a paycheck. She's like, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. I remember saying to my wife knows money. So I remember saying to my wife, like, when I got let go from Travel Channel, right before that, I was like, but if I don't get Travel Channel, like, what if we can't pay our mortgage?
Yeah.
She's like, baby, our mortgage is nothing. Our mortgage at the time was like $2,400. And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, baby, I set it up so that we have a really low mortgage so that we can afford to pay our mortgage. I said, but what if we can't afford it? She goes, then we can't live in LA. I said, what do you mean? She goes, we can't find an apartment to rent for 4 people for $2,400.
No, impossible.
And so I was like, oh. Yeah. My wife is so fucking smart. She bought our house that we have now, the house we live in. And then we were doing podcasts. I'm a cheap guy. Ultimately, I'm a cheap guy. Like, I bought that house mostly because I was like, I can put a podcast studio here. I can do my cooking show out of here. Yeah. That'll be great.
That's the house I went to, right?
Because
I went to the cooking.
No.
Okay.
So that's my wife then watched that happen. And we had a night. It was a fun night. Nothing bad happened. But it was me, Eddie Bravo, Sam Tripoli, Isla. I think, Georgia was in college. Leanne. Me and Eddie, I think, are smoking weed by the fire pit. Isla comes out. Isla starts talking jujitsu with Eddie, and and it's just a wild conversation. And Sam's talking conspiracies to Isla. Isla's eating the shit up. Eddie's talking rock music to Isla. It's a really fun night. Yeah, but it lasts until like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm wasted. Sam's sober. Me and Eddie are high. Eddie's showing Isla fucking jujitsu moves, and and Isla then signs up. He gets her a personal trainer to train her jujitsu at our house. It's like fucking crazy night, right? Liam, the next day she goes, that ends tonight. I was like, what? She goes, that was fun, but one night it won't be fun. One night it'll be people we don't know like Eddie and Sam, and I can't have them in my house with my kids like that. She goes, Eddie, I know. Sam, I know. I trust them. But one night it won't be them.
Because this is you film. This is you like kind of all in the same space.
All in the same space.
Content.
And so it was me, you, and Riff Raff.
Yeah.
And so like my wife was looking at it like, I don't know Riff Raff. And if he comes to my house and he hangs out with my kids, I want to make sure that I want to make sure the people that hang around my kids I know, like Eddie Bravo and Sam Tripoli.
That makes sense.
Here, I'll do another one too.
Yeah.
And so cheers, congratulations, brother. Were you surprised
About what?
the 325?
I was very surprised.
You didn't think I get it?
No, I was surprised by how little it looked. Meaning, like, I thought you were gonna like. I looked at it. I mean, I've been in the gym forever. I was like, you could do more than this. So when you were hyped up about it, I was kind of like, wait, but he can do more.
Wait, were you watching? Because I was always wondering, like, anyone that really lifts weights, like Jason Kelsey, like, so I'm ultimately like you guys. I'm a little bit of a meathead. Jason Kelsey that night was like, bro, I'm an ultimate meathead. I'm gonna be there for this. I get off on this shit.
Yo,
like,
it's hyped. It's so hyped.
Oh, dude, I'm fucking. All I get are videos from dudes like, dude, that was amazing. Check this out. Like, do you know who Deuce Gruden is?
No,
John Gruden's son.
Oh, I know who John Gruden is.
Deuce Gruden just threw up 475, and he's not a huge dude, but he's jacked as fuck. Dude, I get off on meathead shit. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, brother.
To meathead shit.
Hell yeah.
But
No, I was shocked, genuinely, like
So-
how easy it was. But go ahead.
so my wife is just smart as fuck, and second that night happened, it was a positive night, nothing bad, positive night. But my wife's like, yo, we're getting our business out of our house. And she went down the street, found a house down the street and bought that house and then gutted it and turned it into an office. And then that's the way her brain works.
because
And
I went to that house and it was like
That's it, yeah.
set. There was like 7 sets in that house.
Yeah.
That's where Two Bears is as well?
Yeah, Two Bears goes, right now we're doing Tom's in LA all the time. He's coming out to LA more often because he's got a TV show. So we're doing it me and Tom are doing it out of there almost every episode now. But but you know, it's so funny. We just talked about this today about, I never told you about the Tom. I got to tell you about the Tom getting hit in the car story.
Oh,
So
yeah,
talk about the internet, right?
Yeah.
So I see the video. Tom's got a custom Porsche. It's a beautiful car. I'm not a car guy per se.
Yeah,
But I can appreciate a beautiful car.
of course.
Lady backs into his car with her trailer, puts a hole in his front bumper, like a hole in it. It's the size of her trailer. The paint is on her trailer.
It's her.
It's her. Tom's there. He watches it happen. And he says to her, you just hit my car. And she goes, I don't think so. And he goes, no, I watched you hit it. She goes, no. He was like, no, you did. And by the way, there's surveillance video of this. Tom doesn't know he's being recorded. Doesn't say anything inappropriate. A little heated, but he's like, yo, where are you going? And she just drives off.
What the fuck?
She drives off.
That's some LA shit.
They live in Austin.
Oh, that's Austin?
That's Austin.
Damn, they brought LA's going to Austin. We all know that's happening.
So I watch it and I go, that's fucking crazy. Now, as an exercise, I go, what? Okay. So the negative side of the internet, what are they going to say? Like, how do you light Tom up? Someone's going to light Tom up.
Yeah.
Someone's going to think it's Tom's fault. But anyone in the world, you have to know Tom did nothing. He watched a woman hit his car and then she drove away and he stopped her. He was like, whoa, you can't drive away. He hasn't said you have to pay for this now. I need your, he didn't say that. He just said, where are you going? You can't drive away. That's illegal. It's called hit and run.
Yeah.
And I said to Tom today, because I haven't talked to him, and I go, yo, so did anyone give you negative feedback about that? And he was like, are you serious? He was like, a lot of people thought I was in the wrong. And it's just, I wouldn't even say it's trolls. It's not. It's just some hurt people.
Yeah.
Like hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, it's a fact.
And we found one and it was like, oh my God, it was crazy that a person would allow their trauma to process through them in a way that they would actually find Tom at fault. And dude, we laughed so hard and lit this guy up online. We went through his profile and we were like,
what was the fault that he's
Tom's rich.
Oh, he should just let
Dude,
that happen.
go, bro. Fucking rich guys, dude. This is what they do.
They
Another rich guy. Fucking.
God, it's so annoying, dude. That's the dumbest thing ever. That's literally the stupidest fucking thing.
Nah, you gotta backwards, you gotta reverse engineer it. Okay. So I've been doing this game in my head, trying to reverse engineer it. Now I'll tell you number one right now, without a doubt. And I know this man, he's my best friend. If she had just gotten out of her car and said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Please let's exchange numbers. And I didn't mean to do this. I can't imagine how much this is going to cost because it's a custom fucking Porsche."
Yeah.
Tom's never going to let someone's life get ruined over his fucking bumper. He would never say, "Here's the bill, it's $13,000." She can't afford that.
Yeah,
I'm just guessing based on her car and how old it was.
Yeah.
And I'm just guessing on the fact that she did run away from it, that her mindset has to be honest. It has to be like, "Oh fuck, I just hit a Porsche and I don't know how much that costs, but I know that's not in my monthly budget and I'm holding on, making fucking ends meet."
Yeah.
So I just need to help myself and get the fuck away from here and hope no one sees this and that this problem goes away. I understand all that energy. But if she had come over and done the real thing and said to Tom, "I have no idea how much this is going to cost. I'll probably give you everything I can, but this may take me a while." Tom Segura would just be like, "Yo, don't worry about it.
I believe
We're good. We're good." So I'm assuming that's the energy of the internet, is they're trying to put themselves in her place, which is a fair thing to do.
Right.
It's a fair thing to do. But to say that someone breaking the law, if it had happened to you, everyone would have had the exact same interaction. Not one person watches their car get run into and goes, "Don't worry about it, I got it."
Yeah.
Fucking unreal. But that's the internet. So it's like, I guess it's the first time I got into the comments in probably a year and a half, almost 2 years. First time I got into comments, and we read it on the podcast, and I saw his comment, and I went, "Shut the fuck up." There's a guy that really believes Tom's at fault here.
Did he get a bunch of engagement, a bunch of likes?
Sure,
of course.
No, he got. I think what he's looking for is the fighting online.
People arguing about it.
I don't know, buddy. I have never left a negative comment.
Me neither.
I've never left a negative comment. There's people listening going, "Yeah, who the fuck gets online?" There's stuff I've seen that's like crazy. And there's stuff I've seen that's mean. And there's stuff I've seen that's bad. Like bad, where I go, "Ooh, that's a gross look." But I've never taken the time to be like, "This is what's wrong with people like you."
But that's the weird thing about just the world today is it was never that accessible before. And now it's like, the thing that I don't understand is that I'm trying to put myself in the position of the person who's doing that. And the idea that I keep coming to the conclusion is where does this take you, that person, right? Do you think they're just letting go of whatever it is that they me doing this makes me feel good? Because I can't imagine and obviously I'm in a different position to say this, but it's I can't feel like that would ever make me feel good. If I just go shit on someone, or if I say something fucking that's because if that happened to that guy who left that comment, his exact reaction would be probably what Tom's was.
Identical. And we Googled his car. It's not that nice.
But either way,
we actually found that guy's car. We saw a picture of that guy's car in his feed, and it's not a nice car. And by the way, I don't know if he'd notice if it got hit, but if he saw it get hit, he would be upset. And he would think, and I know this because I'm that regular person. I'm a regular person who's had damage to their car. And then when a car accident happened, I go, "Great, we'll fix both of them."
Yeah. But I guess my question to you is more so about the idea of where do you think it's going to get better? Do you think it's just going to, because you don't really read many comments, so I guess you're not really great to answer this, but overall, the idea of people fucking their negative, whatever they're going on in their life that's bad, they're putting it onto someone else, or they're trying to dismiss it through some sort of negativity. Do you think that only grows or gets better? Do you think people recognize that hey, what is this actually doing for you? Because there's no real, I'm what's the fucking point? Because people it's almost become a popularity thing. You don't read a lot of comments, but people will try to have sort of the nastiest comment just to get the reaction from everyone else also in the comments to it, to engage with it. It's it's just a weird, I don't know if it's parasocial, relationship to the content creator, to the person that they feel they've watched, or they almost want to hate. But it just seems I don't know where we're going with technology and AI and all this shit, and just how people are, I don't know, like not living their real lives, and they're just like living in this weird. Because like again, if that happened to him, he's for sure being like, bro, pay for my fucking car. Like that was you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to someone else, it's like, oh, it's this weird measuring of, I don't know, good and bad.
It's a bum. I mean, it's a bummer. It's a bummer only when it happens to you. You know, like
Yeah.
like I remember the first time I ever saw something negative about me, and it kind of bummed me out. And then I sent it to Tom because I couldn't watch it, and I was like, "Hey man, can you watch this and tell me if like how bad this is?" And he watched it, and he goes, "I mean, it's not that bad." He goes, "If it wasn't you, it wouldn't bother you. Like if it wasn't you, you wouldn't look at it. You'd be like, whatever." And then I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah, a lot of it's like kind of changing the narrative of shit. It's not real."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." And then but like I'm also oblivious. Like I really honestly, I swear to God when I say this, and I hope that this, if there's someone that doesn't like me that's watching this to find clips, I hope you enjoy this because this is real. Like I thought my movie The Machine like killed it in the box office the first week. I don't know anything. And it wasn't until I sat with Tommy and he was like, "So what did you think about the open weekend?" Because I got a text from Arnold. Arnold texted me.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey man, you came in number 3 in the weekend. That's a victory." Or maybe 3 or 4, I forget.
Right.
He goes, "That's a victory." And he was like, just letting you know, you should be very proud. So that's all I read. That was real, right? That's real. And to me,
Yeah.
it's like the biggest movie star of my generation
Massive.
reaches out to me and texts me and tells me, this. Then I go, okay, that's real. So I held on to that. And then Tom was like, did you read any of the reviews? And I was like, no, I don't read anything. He was like, well, it's like it says your movie bombed in the box office. And I was like, for real? And I guess it did because it didn't make $35 million the first week or $45 million. I don't know what it made. I really honestly didn't pay attention to it. All I was doing was connecting to the realness of like, I had the greatest time making the movie.
Yeah.
I had the greatest time watching the movie. I had the funnest weekend at the premiere. I had the greatest time of my life. So that was what was real. And then I was like, and then all of a sudden this narrative that wasn't technically real to me took over. And I was like, well, that's unfair. Like I ate breakfast next to my favorite porn star the night after the premiere. I'm sitting next to Christy Mack at breakfast. She went to my premiere and I'm talking to her. She's reading a goddamn book. And she was like, the movie was fucking amazing. And I was like, thank you. That's all you want to hear. And we went out and we dropped into movie theaters and people were there and we would say hi. And I was like, so like, I'm the worst judge at this shit because like I go on like based on how I feel about things.
You know what's interesting about that though is that seems why it's like you have your success. Everything you described throughout this whole entire podcast is like in relationship to even as you were as a child and the way your father was kind of treating you and just being like in the moment almost and like just enjoying whatever it is and like kind of just being yourself.
Yeah.
It's even the way you talk about comedy and how you make comedy, how it's relatable to like things that are relatable to you. All your success seems to be built off of that.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I've ever read about myself online that has bothered me, which is pretty accurate, is that I'm annoying. And I go, I agree with that. Like I can be a lot.
Yeah, but like,
But it's like also then just don't listen. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like, look, I got to do this because there are people that don't believe that way. But that's the thing I always heard is like when I was a kid.
well,
like,
that's still the same kid. That's so
Yeah.
I It's still the same kid.
Oh, I'm going through that in therapy right now.
It's the same
I'm going
kid.
through that in therapy about like why I listen to people and why I process people's opinions. Like my wife said to me the other day, something of, why would you listen to this person who, I don't want to get into too great of details, but I think it's fair game at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
I
course.
think I share so much, I might as well overshare. We were talking about the Gillis, Norman, the Protect Your Parks.
Yeah.
And Sober October. Now, granted, I'm certain I haven't seen anything online, but I'm certain I know for a fact that conversation is fodder for fucking whatever Podcast Weekly is.
It is. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I
to be honest.
haven't seen it, but
Yeah.
I've lived it. So
Right.
I don't have my own opinions, but I've lived it, and I could tell you why. We don't. It's crazy to think It's crazy to think anything, but I can tell you my own opinions on things, but it's also pointless. My thing to that in that group of guys is like, let's talk about us about this. I'm not gonna. What am I gonna try to go after the other podcast? No, let's talk about us. And Ari made a comment. You make everything about yourself. Now, I love Ari to death. I love him to death.
Great guy. He had him on here. He's fucking hilarious.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
But Ari is also the guy that will shit on this coffee table to make sure he makes it about himself. Okay. Ari shit on the stage at Legion of Skanks. Oh no, I'm good. At Legion of Skanks, he shit on stage to promote a fucking. He ruined a show.
Yeah.
To promote his new Netflix special. So like, and by the way, let's be very clear. I do make things about myself. So does Tom. So does Ari. So does every comic. That's our process, is to make it about ourselves. So,
which is what makes it relatable. That's the point.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
I get it.
Yeah, but it was a critique on me.
Yeah.
And I said, and I talked about it in therapy, and I in our couples therapy, even me and Leanne, I brought it up. Leanne goes, "This is something we should talk about now because it's bothering you. So this therapy doesn't have to be about us. Let's talk about it for you. What are you going through? Process it." And then Leanne said to me the other day, "It's crazy that you would listen to Ari before you'd listen to me, because I would tell you what I just said to you about what the therapist said is like, you guys are comics. You make everything about yourself." She was like, "It's crazy that you would listen to Ari and you would think that's the truth." I go, no, I don't think that's the truth. I listen to criticism sometimes more than I do the truth. I always felt like, because of my dad, the criticism might be more accurate. Like if someone's willing to critique you, that might be more accurate. And it took me a while, and I'm still working on it, to get to the places. No, find the truth. Find the truth and get to the truth. And the criticism is always going to be there.
Well, the criticism is also just based on the person criticizing, like who they're criticizing based on themselves.
Dude, so how many fat people, I mean, and this is, let's work this into this.
Yeah.
Hey, please tell Jennifer it's going to be a while. I'm having a great conversation, and I apologize. I'm talking to my assistant.
Yeah, you're
I have
great.
a fitting, but I don't want to leave this. I'm having I'm really enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, thank you. I'm too.
Let's think about all the fat people, or maybe the people in that live in Brooklyn that aren't into fitness, that would criticize you and go, okay, all right, I'm going to give them their criticisms, but like, look at this fucking guy. Lives in Hollywood, makes content, owns a gym. Okay, first of all, he's a narcissist. He cares about his body. He doesn't care about anyone else. Is he married? Does he have kids? Exactly. Okay, I'm guaranteed he was on steroids. This is exactly what's wrong with America today. I guarantee he voted for Trump. He's friends with the Nelk boys. Like, this is the criticism.
Yeah.
Now let's take a look at who criticized you, and then go, oh wait, holy shit. You're overweight. You're in a throuple. You with two dudes and a chick. You're the dude, and you're the bottom dude. And then you break it down. You go, oh, you got to look at the criticism. It's not.
Yeah. Well, the criticism is based, like, as people, we always project. Like, we project how we feel about ourselves onto other people all the time. Especially, and it's easy when there's people who are in some sort of spotlight to, like, oh, I could pick apart the things that I don't like about you because I don't have to look at the things that I don't like about myself. It's easier. That's just the easier way to do it.
Well, even on the exterior, you're someone who looked internally about, how do I fix the things I don't like about myself? How do I work on me? Like, just looking at your exterior, you're like, I want to be better. I want to get healthier. I want to feel good about myself.
I mean, dude, it started because I wanted to feel good enough, period. Like, I grew up without a father.
Yeah, I know.
And my whole thing was like, felt like I was trying to prove this point to, people in my life that I was good enough to be loved and to be there for. Like, that's what I struggled with my whole life. That's the interesting thing about it is that criticism or that I was creating for myself was, I was able to turn it into something good. But a lot of people now, they don't try to find any of the good for themselves. It's just like outward projection. They'll fuck you, you're this guy, whatever, narcissist, whatever they want to say. And they're not actually trying to make anything better for themselves, because in doing that, it allows them to avoid themselves.
Oh,
and that's what most people do.
That's why the people I follow on the internet, on Instagram, like the people that engage me, that I get drawn to, are like, I wish I knew his fucking name. I'd love to give him a shout out. But there's a guy who's like, I'm tired of being fat, or I don't know what his thing is. He's like 420 pounds, and he's like, I'm gonna lose the goddamn weight. It hurts to walk, and I'm watching him walk his first mile. Like, that's the people I get drawn to.
Yeah.
Is I don't look for negative shit online, and it shows up, but like, I look for like the people to root for. I love a young band. I love any fitness influencer. I can't help it. I like any fitness influencer. It gets me immediately because I always love programming. I love, dude, I get fired the fuck up. Okay, I got to explain this shirt, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
So do you know this shirt?
I saw it on the site.
Do you know what's
no.
inside the writing? So there's probably the thing I get noticed for the most, without a doubt, is a speech I gave on Barstool Sports to Caleb Presley and to Glennie Balls. And it's I'll never quit drinking.
That interview.
I'll never quit drinking. I'll always stay healthy enough so I can keep drinking. There's nothing better than getting on a plane, the steward saying, "What do you want?" Double jack on the rocks.
This.
Lots of rocks,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that is what is filling in this body. Is that speech is all the fucking text.
It's funny. There's a
here.
lot of people who work out so they can do it. They can party. They can drink.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And then
it's very real.
And then my favorite line of the whole thing was Glennie Balls when he goes, "Bro, you just hype me the fuck up." Yeah. And so I made this shirt. I made this shirt for me because I was like, I love working out in sweatshirts. I love lifting in a sweatshirt. Yeah. I love sweating. I love it. And so I made this. I was like, I'm gonna make a line of them. I'm gonna do the one of the best workout shirts ever, especially if you have fucking traps. Is the Gold's T-back. The T-back Golds is fucking dope. I want that one. I want the Golds old school Arnold one with the tight arms. It makes your delts look fucking awesome. I was like,
is it a T?
No, it's this one. There's two. He's got the T-back one that he wears, and then there's like the old school tank top.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
And so I was at Gold's one day, and the guy I'm going to get merch from them. They're giving me merch. We did an interview with Arnold, and they're like, "Hey, grab whatever merch you want." And I just saw that like the bent barbell with them like this, and I was like, "Yo, do me a favor, Pete and I. So I'm gonna get into a front squat. I'm horrible at front squats. I'm gonna get into a front squat. We put way too much weight on it, and I go when I get down to the bottom and I'm struggling my hardest." Shirtless in boy shorts. I go take a picture. He took like 10 pictures of me pinned. And by the way, I can't even do this front squat. I have to do this one.
Yeah.
So you can see my arms are like this. And then I go send that to a graphic designer and have him write the "I'll never quit drinking" speech inside it. Because dude, there's a ton of people like me that only work out so we can party.
There's a lot. I'm actually shocked. Like it's a real thing.
Oh, hardcore. And I love when you break one of them. Like when you break, like especially a CrossFit dude, because they're when you're like, "Hey man, you wanna get high?" And they're like, and then they get high and they haven't been high in one. They're like, "Dude, it hits immediately," and you're like, "Oh, you don't do this all the time, huh?" "Hey, do you like tequila?" "I only drink tequila." "Okay, here, take some of this."
CrossFit dudes.
Oh
my god,
dude, how many CrossFit guys, Pete, have we gotten fucked up with on the road? And they switch over real quick, and they're like, "I'm gonna get fucking wild tonight." By the way, they're all Navy SEALs.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with those guys,
dude.
You've been going to therapy though, for real?
Yeah, of course.
Have you done that a lot in your life?
Yeah, I've done it touch and go. At the times when I was doing the best in life, successful with like stand up, I wasn't doing it not because I didn't need therapy, because I was talking too much. Like you can already hear my voice falling out.
Yeah.
My voice is I'll be like Beethoven. Like Beethoven lost his hearing at 22 or whatever.
Lose your voice?
I'll lose my voice and I'll be done stand up.
Damn, do you think when do you think you'd be done stand up actually?
Well, I know I won't be done for another like 24 months.
Fair.
But maybe after that, I don't know.
You think you just focus on just content shit and movies?
I don't know. I think it would be cool. We'll see. I got another tour. I don't know when this is coming out. I don't know if I've announced the tour, but look, who knows when you're going to watch this. I have another tour that I'm planning called Permission to Party in the fall.
Yeah.
When announced videos coming out, you'll see it. You can get tickets. Go to bertbertbert.com. I got the special coming out. And so I'm in a 2 special deal over at Netflix, so I owe them another special.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of projects. I got like 3 projects lined up that we're doing. And so this tour may start and then pause for a second. And maybe like October or September to, I think it's probably September to December. And then it may pause. But I'll never stop doing stand-up. But the touring the way I tour is what I would put pause on.
Slow down, yeah.
Yeah, like Man, it's a lot. Pete is with me. I hope, Pete, if you don't want this in the podcast, I won't put it in the podcast, or I'll ask them to edit it out.
Yeah, whatever you need.
But Pete's been with me for 3 years, and it burns a hole in you. Like it's tough.
Yeah.
Touring like the way I tour. I tour pretty aggressively. And Pete got to a place where he's like, hey, maybe I should be looking around for other.
Damn.
Because it's
a lot.
It's tough to live. I mean, that man lived. He had a place in Atlanta that he never went to and lived on a bus with me. And then at one point was like, should I move to LA? And I was like, I don't know. You basically just live in the bus. And then he stayed at my beach house. And he was like, beach house is pretty nice. Yeah. I was like, yeah, just stay there. And for what, like fucking 5 months? Yeah. And then was like, maybe I'll get a house here. Like, can you imagine having no home?
Yeah.
And that's how, but if my assistant has no home and he doesn't need one, imagine how little I was home.
You're moving.
Yeah. And I'm also doing projects.
Two questions.
Shoot.
Are you happy?
And the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Have you ever, at what point, and this is the second part of the question, at what point in your life were you least happy?
I can't say least happy. I don't really operate there. Meaning I'm sure I get depression. I don't know what it looks
lowest?
Like. Not lowest. I'll tell you that. Hold on. Hang on. I got an answer for that. You're right. I got 2 answers.
Okay.
Let's do another shot.
Yeah, I'm down. This is good.
This is great.
You can pour mine. Oh yeah. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I've been trying to schedule this for.
Dude, I'm so happy.
And it's funny too, because when you're talking about how busy you are, bro, I've been trying to schedule with you for like a year and a half.
I know.
Fucking crazy.
But you know I'm a fan. So it's not like when I say I can't, it means I can't.
I know. No, but I'm just speaking to the fact that I know, what you're talking about with your assistant, how fucking busy you are.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming, for real.
Oh, that one went under my tongue. So, least happy I ever was. Once again, if you don't like me, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
I had my first one night stand. I never had a one night stand. I only been with like 2 people
In your whole life?
at this time. Yeah. Maybe 3. I don't know.
What do you think your body count is? Sorry, side note.
It's 6.
Really?
Yeah,
6.
6 total. Yeah,
6 people.
women.
6 women.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
6.5.
Yeah.
I count blowjobs. No, 6 women. So this is number 3, I think, and or I might be off. I'm a little buzzed. So,
Okay.
the first one I stand. I was working at Barnes and Noble. I didn't wear a condom, and yeah, well, I know, but I never had a one night stand before, so
Yeah.
I was like, dude, it's happening. You fuck, and this is awesome. And by the way, I got to tell you, I lasted the longest I've ever have, and I performed the best.
Without the condom.
Without the condom, I didn't come fast, and I very come fast.
Wait, what the fuck? That doesn't even make sense.
I know. Dude, first time I had sex with Leanne with a condom on, came in like 3 pumps. No condom, I don't come.
What?
And I don't know, I lasted forever.
And this is your worst moment in life. Sounds like one of the best.
No. So, but I never had a one night stand.
Okay.
So I get done. The next morning, I'm in the shower. I'd never had a one night stand. So I'm like, getting in the shower. I was like, that was kind of fucked up. Like, I really barely knew that person.
Yeah.
Like, I met her through friends. So we were all, I was friends with her friends.
Yeah.
But I was like, that was really crazy. And I was like, wow, that was wild. And then you wash your dick and you're like, I hope I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
And then I go to Barnes & Noble. I was working at Barnes & Noble that day. And there was a gay dude named Andrew who had just come out of the closet. He was from like Omaha. And he was fucking nonstop. I remember he came in one day and he had a black eye. I said, what happened? He goes, I got fucked out of my loft last night. And I was like, wow. He's like, dude, I'm getting laid everywhere. And he was just having his coming out party. So me and him used to take the freight elevator to the bottom, to the basement and smoke weed. So he grabs me. He's like, hey, can I bring you down? Like, can I get some talk? I need to talk to you. And I was
Where's
like,
this going?
and so I was like, okay. So, but he was a cool dude. I never really knew gay dudes growing up. It's old. It's a different generation.
For
Like,
sure.
I didn't know gay dudes in the 90s. And this is 97, 98, maybe 99. And so we go down and he has a medical book. And he was like, something's wrong with me. I think I got something. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. I said, what do you mean? And I just had my one night stand. And he was like, I think I got something.
Oh, this is like reading Google. No.
but Google wasn't around. There was no Google.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Today it'd be like reading Google.
So he opens a medical journal he had gotten from upstairs and he brought down and he starts flipping through pages and he said, I think I got that. And I was like, okay. And he's like, can you take a look at my dick and tell me if you think I got it? And I was like, yeah. And so he shows me his dick and he got it. He's got it. And I'm like, what is it? He's like, it's genital warts. And I was like, okay, is that bad? And he's like, I don't know. I think I got more stuff too. And I was like, are you fucking serious? And he's like, dude, you cannot be fucking around in this city. And I was like, I just had a one night stand last night. Yes. So I go upstairs. By the way, I hope this Barnes & Noble's still around so anyone can go to this actual bathroom. I go upstairs to the second floor. Around the corner, just past Fiction on the left, there was a bathroom. It was like a solo bathroom. And the first thing I do is I check my dick. Now, I'd never looked at my dick before intensely. I'd never been like a guy to like examine my dick. It was just my dick.
Yeah.
I'd only been with 2 other chicks. Never put my dick. And by the way, wore condoms with both of them the whole time. Never had a worry in my life. And I saw what we would all now call a circumcision scar. Do you know the brown part of your dick that where you've been circumcised? And I panicked. I was like, God damn it, I got it. I got the ring of death, whatever it is. The ring, it goes all the way around my dick. And I was like, oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm fucking done. That's it. I'm broken. I'm dirty. No one wants me. And I spiraled in a way I've never spiraled before. I go to CVS. I buy Tinactin. I go, it's probably just a fungus. Spray my dick with Tinactin. In Barnes & Noble, it's burning. And I'm like, no, this is what cure feels like. I go back. You got to realize the internet's not what it is.
Cure feels like.
The internet's not what it is. And I Google genital warts. I have to have genital warts. It's because he's got it. I have to have it. Because that's the way OCD works. It's like if you got the thing, I got the thing. Yeah. You tell me you have pancreatic cancer? Dude, I must have that. That's what this thing is. The first thing I see.
Damn, I definitely have OCD.
Oh.
Because even talking to people about things, I don't even like to talk. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't even want to talk about it because you'll make me feel like I got it.
Bro, I talked to a comic. Fucking God, I can't remember his name. He's passed now. Yeah. He had leukemia. I said, how did you know? And he goes, I was rubbing under my arm and I found a lump. Fucking the next day I found a lump. And I was like, whoa, how does this work?
Guy.
And I'm that guy.
Yeah.
So I go home. I'm keeping this. I'm trying to hold it in. I buy beer because I know beer cures OCD. Yeah. I buy beer and I buy weed in Washington Square Park.
Weed
I have
is the
worst
worst for that.
2 8-balls. I go home from work. I get online. Now, what we had at the time, I think, was called Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves.
I was like, Jeeves, take a look at my dick. Tell me what I got.
Bro, Ask Jeeves is crazy.
Jeeves is like, bro, you got genital warts. Like, you got it. Now, mind you, I'm looking at dicks. And this is through therapy. I've had to talk about this. I'm looking at dicks with circumcised ring marks.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the warts going, no, that'll come. But I got the ring mark. I got the same ring mark these guys got. We all fucking got it. God damn it, man. Jeeves is like, bro, this is what you got to do. Dip your balls and dick in white vinegar. So I run to the store. I get a bottle of white vinegar. I get a bowl. I'm naked on my couch. I got a bowl of white vinegar, my balls and dick in a bowl of white vinegar with an 8-ball and a joint, and I'm watching Quantum Leap, and my roommate walks in, and he's like, what are you doing? And I go, had a one-night stand last night. I am a fucking broken man. Now, I will say that moment, if you're saying I couldn't see, if you're saying to the hater that says the negative comment on all our videos that just goes, fuck that guy. Now, I can understand that guy based on that day, because the next day I walked to Barnes & Noble, and I walked through the park, Washington Square Park, to go to work, and I looked around, and I was like, how can anyone smile on a day like this when Jeeves told me I had fucking genital warts last night, and now I got to live with that. Every chick I meet, I got to go, give you a heads up, I have genital warts. We talked about this at dinner last night with fucking Bo, Pete. I swear to God. Do you know the day I found out I didn't have genital warts? The day we found out we were pregnant with Georgia, and they did blood work on both of us, and the nurse said, you have no venereal diseases. And I had met my wife, and hold on, listen to me. I had met my wife. I had said to my wife before we have sex, I think I have genital warts. And my wife said, okay, can I see? And I showed her and she goes, I'm not seeing anything. And I was like, it's there. She was like, well, I'm just letting you know. I don't feel like it's a threat. We've been dating 2 years. We got pregnant with Georgia. We were in the gynecological office and they did our blood work. I didn't know they were doing blood work. And they go, you guys tested for negative for everything. And I was like, what? You tested us for everything? And they're like, we test you for whatever it's called, VPC or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
APB or whatever. HBO. And then HPV.
Yeah.
And they're like, you guys have nothing. And I go, wait, hold on. We're pregnant with a baby. I've been dating her for 2 years. We're about to get married. And I go, hold on. I don't have genital warts. She goes, no. And I went, wait, I don't have genital warts. And the end goes, I told you didn't have genital warts. Dude, I live with that. By the way, I got over it. And I was like, you know what? I just got to be careful with everyone.
Yeah.
I got to tell anyone I date. Every girl I ever dated was like, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. If I ever had sex with someone, I was like, just you know I have genital warts. And they're like, yeah, I don't really see anything. I was like, it's there. Like but
How
that
many
day,
years was that?
26, 30.
Holy fuck.
30, 20, it's probably 3 years. But also probably the reason I only had sex with like fucking 6 chicks is because I was just like, it's a tough conversation to have.
Yeah.
I want to be honest with anyone and like, and like
that's
also
the right thing to do.
Yeah. And I was like, but it's the right thing to do, but I never had it.
No, of
I
course.
could have been raw dogging bitches all the time.
Yeah, you could have got way more pussy.
Dude, I'm
What the
whatever.
fuck?
It worked out fine. But here's the deal. That day, walking through Washington Square Park, and what's interesting is in subsidiary part to this story is my cousin knew something was up with me because I was going through OCD. And it was just, I would look at my dick 100 times a day. And I started fucking with it so much that it started to become inflamed. I got Tinactin, white vinegar, any fucking balm, I'd put it on my dick to cure it. Oh, fucking, what is it? Not Compound W. What's the wart fucking remedy? That they go, do not put it on your genitals. I go, they're probably saying that to the lunatic. Dude, I went to my cousin Abe's and I was coming back.
You're about to give yourself something.
Dude, when I went to a doctor, what's crazy is, I love oversharing, and I know that this is not the part of the internet that they like. They love hearing it because they go, I can't wait to use this against him. But whatever, I don't care. Dude, if it helps one kid going through it, it's worth all of it. I had fucked with my dick so much that I was in Philly. I was coming back from Philly to New York to Penn Station, and my mom was looking for me, and I wasn't. We didn't have phones yet, I don't think, because I called her from a payphone. We have pagers.
Damn.
And I called my mom from a payphone. She goes, hey, I talked to Abe. I talked to Ty. I feel like you're going through something. We should bring you home. And I was like, no, I'm good. She goes, I got you a flight. It's out of LaGuardia. Why don't you just head out to the airport, hop on a flight, 4/9/11. You can show up. They had a ticket waiting, an actual ticket waiting for you. And I was like, cool. I came home. My grandmother that night, I landed. My grandmother gave me this exact necklace with this St. Jude's medal. And my grandmother and I drank vodka on ice, or maybe white wine. Can't remember. My grandmother's a vodka drinker. She goes, your mom and dad say you're going through something. No one knew what I was actually going through. They just knew that I was off.
Yeah.
And she goes, this is St. Jude. He's the patron saint of hopeless cases. You should pray to him anytime you feel lost or you feel like you don't have an answer. And dude, I was like, that's how I feel. Put it on. I've worn this medal every day since then. And my mom said, what's going on? And I said, I need to see a dermatologist. I went to a dermatologist before. I was going to a Widespread Panic concert on Friday. My friends were going, so I was like, I'll go with them. I went to see a dermatologist on Thursday, and the dermatologist looked at my dick, and he was like, have you been applying any balms or salves to your dick? And I was like, I have. And he was like, okay, let's stop with that. By the way, this is how crazy I was. He goes, you have nothing. You're fine. Just stop playing with your dick. And I was like, okay. And even after that, I believed it. Even after that, I believed it. Isn't that crazy?
Fuck.
Now, having said that, that's probably the lowest I was in like sadness or whatever, of like hopelessness. The real part of that answer is, after I got written up in Rolling Stone magazine, I thought like fame was the thing, you know? I was like, that's the thing you want, because it was really fun. Being famous is cool. It's cool, and you can say whatever you want, but they're all lying. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And all the fucking actors that are like, please, no pictures. Oh, don't take a picture of them for a month. See how they go.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be like, hold
Yeah.
on, wait, what about me?
Yeah.
And then they'll
true.
start doing a reality show, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
what happened to the fucking cool guy shit? And then I got everything I wanted. I got covered by Will Smith and came to LA, got a TV show. And one day I was driving to work and I had everything I thought I wanted. And I was like, Expedition, Jason Williams jersey, winter in LA, windows down, listen to Ja Rule, on Franklin, turning on to fucking Ivar or whatever, Vine.
Yeah.
And it's like the moment. It's like the thing. And I'm like, fuck yeah. But I didn't feel that way. And I was like, I thought this would be better. Like I felt really empty. And I was like, God damn it. I guess, so this is what success feels like? I was like, I thought it would be like really cool. Now cut to today and you go, how do you feel? Dude, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
So what do you think you learned from then to now that makes you recognize it differently?
I thought it about you as I pulled up to your house. Now, I don't know your situation. I don't know if you have a girlfriend. I don't know if you have kids. I don't know any of that. All I know is that you are, and I said this to you as you walked out, so this is the thought I was saying as I pulled up. You are the poster boy for masculinity. You are the poster boy for bros. You are the jack dude. Hot chicks around you all the time. Cool fucking friends. Great dogs. Tons of cars. Big house. Great backyard. Fucking all your toys are everywhere. This is you, man. And I said to Pete pulling up, and raise your hand when I tell a lie, Pete. I said, so what's the deal? Do you take your franchise playing years, which is right now for you? These are your franchise playing years. And do you fuck all the great chicks? Or do you take your franchise playing years and find the great chick? Settle down and go, yo, I'm not fucking anyone unless they earn it. Like how do I get the bad bitch? I'm done. You're not getting into my life if you're a little bit crazy, and you might distract me for 3 weeks for finding the one. I said it as we pulled up, and I was like, this is crazy, because I know what happiness is. And it's fucking finding a chick that gets you. It gets you and really gets you. And it's like, yo, you're fine. You're not drinking too much. Yo, we got to pull it back. Hey, you got to start working out. You're getting fat. You know, like that shit for me is Leanne. And I was thinking about that when I pulled up thinking about you. I was like, dude, you're at the fucking, like anyone watching this right now, if you said, and be real, if you said, yo, Freaky Friday, like Lil Dicky and Chris Brown, I get to flip one day and be him and wake up with fucking abs and jacked and go into a gym full of fucking beautiful chicks. They're like, Bradley, I'm doing my glutes. Will you feel this? And you're like, okay. And you fucking get in a jack truck. You have awesome I mean, you're everything college dudes want to be.
I appreciate that. I do. Is the question in regards to like the woman aspect?
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. I mean, that's for me, that's been the harder thing to figure out. I've had a harder time with that aspect of my life. Cause for me, it kind of goes back to sort of the issues that I had with my father about being good enough and being able to show up. And I think a lot of times, I mean, I know for a fact I pushed away a lot of good things in my life because I felt like I didn't deserve them in regards to other people.
Yeah.
I was really good at controlling what I could control for myself. I was really good at like, okay, I can focus on this business. I can focus on this body part. I can get this better. I can control this, but I can't control other people. And so that always made me afraid, I guess, of other people. And so there's been a few relationships in my life where long relationships, 2 7-year relationships where I was always halfway in, halfway out. And I was always afraid to fully dive in because I felt like, well, they're going to leave me. My father left me. Well, I'm not good enough to stick around for. And so I would create sort of circumstances, you know, by my own accord and a lot of times by the other people that I was dating, you know, kind of because, you know, you play that back and forth game with people where I'm not in and they recognize that. So then they're not in and then you're kind of playing this like back and forth game. And I struggled with that a lot in my life because I was good at all the stuff that I could control. But when it came to other people, I was very afraid of like diving and just going all the way in.
Now, how do you feel about control when it comes to negativity from the internet? Does that fuck with you that you can't fix it or like make it different?
I dealt with that really, really, really hard in 2017, where where I was in a situation like making content with another creator, then making a company, and then the whole situation fell out. But I was the bigger creator at the time, so I tried to make sure that I was going to still be ownership in this whole company that we were doing together. And then that person was able to spin it on me and like turn me into this like evil villain that I never was. It was just this was the agreement, and it fell out because of other people. And then I had to just become this like, to the audience, I was this bad person. And for a very long time, I'll never forget. I remember I had just opened my gym, and I remember thinking like, yo, I don't even want to do this shit anymore. I don't even want to make content, because prior to that moment, to everybody, I was a hero. And then this was the first time on the internet where I was like, everyone was calling me a snake, and I was this bad guy. And I was like, none of this is even true. None of this is even the real story. It's just what that person spun for their own benefit.
Yeah.
And so to answer your question, as far as like, do I let that affect me now? Not at all now. Now I've been doing it for so long that I recognize that no matter what someone says or, posts or says towards me, it's like, I'm still me regardless. And I've been me the whole time. And that's what has added to my success and had allowed me to have the success that I have, because I've always been that person.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the person that someone else created. It was just like a moment in time that I had to like kind of deal with that. Well, this is just the internet. And there was a moment where, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I don't like the fact that I did so much good for so many people. I felt like I could have saved the fucking grandma from a burning building. They would have been like, you're still a bad guy because that guy said it. And that I had to really overcome that. But yeah, man, like the girl side of things is the hardest thing, because it's like, how do you pick the right one? How do you know someone's in your life for the right reasons? And like it was easier then because I had less then. I had less that for people to care about, whether it be money or popularity or whatever, to like build someone's career on the internet.
Access is a big thing. But I can't imagine losing Leanne and having to deal with a new chick who's now got access to shit she never had, and then is like, oh my God. Like Leanne, if I ever get a private jet, Leanne's fucking livid.
Yeah.
Livid. And I got us one time to come back from Austin. Because it was like, I was trying to catch up with the girls before they went to college. So I go, and Leanne and I are in Austin. I go, yo, I want to get out tonight. And I got us a private jet. And I fucked up bad. And the pilot was a fucking lunatic. He put a Batman mask on backwards and started going, whoa. It was bad. It was really bad. And Leanne's like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, she got livid with me. And she's like, this is, I don't know. But Leanne grew up poor. But I know what you're saying is like, how do you find the chick that loves you for you, isn't going to leave you? Can I tell you? I can't get into detail on this, but like, this is a breakthrough in my couple's therapy with Leanne right now. Is when you're afraid someone's going to leave you, you measure yourself, and you're not fully yourself at times.
For sure.
And Leanne's been left a lot, and adversely, there's moments where we're in a really intense conversation, and she will hold back things because she's afraid to tell you what you feel. She's afraid that thing will make you leave. And we've been together forever, but it still shows up in our relationship. Yeah. And it's wild, man. It's so hard to get through.
Yeah, I struggle with that heavily, for sure. That's the thing, and now I'm in a way completely different position where it makes it way more complicated to be like, is this the one? Is this the right one?
Is this the one, or is this the one that wants the thing to be the one?
Are they here for the right reasons?
This is what I pitched to you, okay? I'm gonna move into your house, and I'm gonna get a wheelchair, like a Stephen Hawking's wheelchair.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be in the corner like I'm paralyzed. And when you bring a girl home, you call me, you go, Bert, I'm bringing a girl home. I'll come over, I'll get in the wheelchair, and I'm gonna shit my pants. And then you walk in and you go, oh, this is my Uncle Joey. He lives with us. He can't hear anything. He can't talk. I think he shit himself. I'm going to take him to the bathroom and clean. And then you take me away. And I'll go like, immediately I'll be like, she's not that hot. And you'll be like, okay, I'll get rid of her. Or I go, I like her. Keep me in. And you pull me out and you're like, all right, he's clean. He's just going to sit here and we're going to talk. And then you're going to talk with her. And I'll be like this. and then you'll go have sex with her. We'll have a live stream up on the fucking TV. So I'll watch it. I'll be normal. I'll be like, cool. She's beautiful. Great body. Those are real. That's awesome. Doesn't look like any work done. And then you'll be like, hey, it's time to go. And then I'm like, oh, and she'll walk out. And then I'll be like, all right, here's my deal. This is what I think about her. I listen to the conversation. I watch you guys fuck. I watched how she reacted when she thought I shit my pants and you cleaned it. Now, these are the notes. And so I'll just give notes. It'll be,
Dude, honestly, that might be the play. That you might have fixed it. You might have.
it's because it's like, you know, you ever introduce a chick to your dogs and your dogs are like, no. Right? Your dogs are like, who the fuck's this guy? Hold on, I got a problem. They go smell her pussy, and they're like, I'm out. That's what you got to do. You need. There needs to be more of those, or a robot. If Elon Musk could design a robot that just was like, Bradley, this one needs to leave immediately, and you're like, what? And he goes, I've run her profile through my algorithm. She apparently is an Instagram whore, and you're like, thank you.
They look at everything on the internet.
Thank you, Arnold. And you're like, I'm so sorry, you got to leave. The eyes come up, eyes go chung 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 chung, and it just does a profile of her real quick. She's like, wait, what's your robot doing? And then the robot like does a like you see the beams go out and go. Bradley, her mother's very overweight. She's going to gain weight. Leave now. That would be badass.
Yeah, I think that might be in the future. Like I feel like that is our future in a very fucking
Elon
weird
Musk
way.
has got robots for $35,000. They're coming out. I'm getting one immediately.
You're gonna get one?
Are you fucking serious?
I mean, imagine
you
the
can get a
content.
robot. You can get a real fucking latex woman that you can fuck for $3,500.
I didn't know that.
And you can make her the way you want to make her, dude.
I'm glad you know that.
How do you not know that?
I didn't know. I'm not researching.
That's
these things.
my algorithm.
That's what
I don't
you're
watch
on.
videos
That's-
about myself. I watch videos about. Yeah, I went to one, and you could make her, and she's like this. She's like,
Did you see the movie Companion?
no.
It's a movie about exactly like, well, the whole bit is like this guy, you don't really realize that he's basically bought a robot, but in the movie, he's having the robot like kill this guy to like get this money that they think that the guy has.
Yeah.
But you don't recognize that she's a robot till a little bit way in, but she's full on like this sex robot basically, but it's like a real human looking person.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I got to be honest with you. Two things. If Tinder had been around or sex robots, I might not have gotten married. Like if you had sex robots and you could like dress her up the way you wanted to, and I could just be out with you guys and be like, yeah, I didn't get a real one, but I got what I had at home.
Especially when you're talking about the whole dick story. Yeah, for sure you would have ended up there.
Bro.
Because you'd be like, I don't even gotta tell this robot.
Clean? The only problem with your sex robot is cleaning her up. You got to get that big body into the shower and wash her pussy for her. You're like, nah, I'm out. I'll just buy a new one.
Well,
They're $3,500.
But if we get a nice one, like they'll probably clean themselves now.
Dude, do you realize there will be a time where we will have fuck robots?
It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And I pray to God I live that long. I pray to God I live that long.
Why you want to?
Just
You'd
do-
fuck a robot?
Wait, hold on. You wouldn't fuck a robot?
I don't know if I'd fuck a robot, dude.
Well, you're still fucking real people. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I fuck real people too. But like my wife, like it would be so cool to just get a fuck robot. Like, okay, hold on. Here's the deal. Have you ever fucked a fleshlight?
Never.
Me either then.
Yeah, you.
Of course I have. Of course I have. Of course I have.
How was that? I've never. I've seen
I
it.
tell you what, the first time is better than the second.
Yeah, that's fucking gold.
Second time's rough.
You're like, what?
There's no third time. You throw it out on the second time. You're like, all right, you're a whore. Get out of here. Oh,
I don't know if I could do it, man. I don't know if I could do it.
there's a thing, dude. Now I'm way oversharing. There's a thing called a man wand that is fucking. Shut up, Pete.
What the fuck's a man wand?
Dude. We found this in Austin. I found this in
He
Austin.
said, "No, don't weed me, motherfucker."
I say it because it was a big group of us. We were doing Two Bears. I went into a sex store. I bought a bunch of toys, and we were going to profile them on Two Bears. So we were going to try them all out and see which ones we liked.
Yeah.
So it's all male sex toys, and it was like aggressive, like butt plugs, dude. A butt plug's so hard to get in your ass. You have no idea.
Wait, whoa.
You can't get it in your ass. I'm just gonna let you know. You gotta want it in your ass. You can't just get it in your ass.
Wait.
Butt plugs are insane.
Wait, you trying to get a butt plug in your
Both
ass?
Tom and I tried different butt plugs, matching butt plugs, and we tried, and we could not get them in our asses. But I mean, here's the deal. Okay, upside. Okay, downside. Your friends find out you used a butt plug in your ass that vibrates, and you get made fun of for like a year tops. Upside is you turn out you like butt plugs, and then you just throw something up your ass, and you go, "Ah," Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the year of that versus the lifetime of fucking wild orgasms. So we tried butt plugs. We tried a bunch of shit. Penis pumps, everything. And then the one thing they only had one of was this thing called a man wand. And it was a little too intimate to share. I think I might have shared it. I don't remember. But neither of us could use it because it was just
what does
one.
it look like?
Dude, it's a vibrator with an attachment with like a hole for your dick, but the hole's too small for your dick. Like it's for a soft dick. That's it. That's fucking it.
Click of that.
That's it. So it's too small for your dick.
I've never seen that in my life.
Okay. I'll tell you this. I'm being very real right now.
Okay.
I buy it. I show Tom. We make fun of it. And then take it home. At night, every guy knows this feeling of like, I'm definitely going to try this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Every
That's
guy's
fair.
like,
We'll see.
Yeah. I put my limp dick into it because you can't fit a hard dick in that thing. I put my limp dick in it thinking, what does this feel like? I turn it on, and I'm not joking. In at least, I'm going to say at most 2 minutes, I have the wildest orgasm I've ever had in my entire life.
What the fuck does it do?
Do you ever give a chick an orgasm and they go like this? They go, oh, no, don't touch me. And you're like looking at it like, what the fuck did I do? It was one of those. Our orgasms are like this. Ugh. That was good.
Yeah.
Like our orgasms are like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really awesome.
Yeah.
Those chick orgasms are like the fucking, leave me, don't touch me, walk away, go to the other room, go take the dog, feed the dog. And you're like, I was like, I was in our tour bus and in my bunk, and I went and I was like, it's like fucking 2 a.m. I'm hammered. I'm turned on. I'm like, Nikki Glaser done a podcast about this thing called the womanizer. And I just heard it. And I was like, I got one of those fucking things in my bunk. So I try it. Dude, I was like this. Oh, God.
What the? Well, what does it do though? It just vibrates?
Dude, it vibrates at this high level. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Oh, can I tell you what's crazy? Is that probably 6 months before that, me and Tom have been at this dominatrix house for a segment for Two Bears. For Two Bears.
Okay.
And we've been at this dominatrix house. And so
For a segment.
we were doing a segment.
Yeah.
But you can find it online, I'm sure. We did all this stuff online. And she did this thing where she tethered our cocks together with an electrodes.
Yo, you guys
So it's
are
like,
best friends.
oh, dude, we've had the exact same dicks.
Holy shit.
And so our dicks are this close together. They're tethered together with electrodes. She has an electrode thing, and she's hitting different levels. And the idea is who's going to tap out first, like at the most pain.
Okay.
And so she gets to like a fucking 9, and both of us are like, it's not even enjoyable. And
What the
then,
fuck?
and then we get to 10. I think we both get 10. We both tap out at 10 at the same time. Tom's like, who enjoys that? She goes, no one. It's about control. And he goes, oh. He's like, I thought you'd do that. And like, I don't know. Like I didn't know what was going to happen. So that's why I was nervous. She goes, oh, do you guys want to come real quick? And we're like, huh? She goes, would you guys like to come? And we're like,
Is that a trick question?
Tom's like, you answer first. I was like, no. She goes, and Tom's
No,
like,
with
no.
a question mark?
And we're like, hold on, wait. Because it's like, we're not those guys, but we're like, wait, you can make us come? She goes, I'll make you come in 2 minutes. And I was like, wait, how? She goes, I got this vibrator out there that'll make you come in 2 minutes. I remember hearing that. I shelved that in my fucking head. And then I'm sitting with that fucking thing in the room and go, what is this? And I was like, God damn it. I'm so glad I didn't do that with Tom, to watch him just go, what do you do? Don't touch me. Fucking fill me a bowl of water. Like, whatever.
Yo, you guys are for real best friends.
Oh, dude. The best part of that whole day is like I get recognized more than Tom just because I think I'm louder and I'm shirtless and, my voice, whatever. And at the end of the day, we're totally done the whole day. And we've talked about this on podcasts. So you can find all this online. At the end of the day, we're leaving this dominatrix house. And what we find out is this dominatrix house is just a house in the valley that a bunch of dominatrixes rent. And they have a bunch of different rooms in it, like a podcast. Imagine a podcast studio or like a creator's house, but it's for fucking dominatrix. So they each get time in the house. So they book time in the house and then they get clients. They torture them. No one double books.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But as we're walking out, we're going to the lakes, we're shooting. And as we're walking out, another dominatrix walks in and she goes, oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm like, here we go. She goes, Tom Segura. And he's like, oh bitch. Looks at me. He's like, what do you think about that? And I was like, wow. She goes, I am the biggest fan. And he goes, do you know my friend Bert? She goes, no. Tom, you're the greatest comic that's ever lived. She goes, would it be too much to ask to get a picture with you? And he was like, no, whatever. So they go over to the fucking Iron Cross or whatever. Her, the dominatrix. Tom's in regular street clothes. They're both dressed as dominatrix. And they're like, can you grab a picture? Okay, cool. All right, on your knees, piggy. And Tom's like, what? She goes, on your knees, you fucking pig. And Tom gets on his knees and takes a picture of two dominatrix. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't get recognized.
Bro, what the fuck?
On your knees, piggy.
What? He did it?
He did.
You didn't care?
Yeah. Well, it's like, we're having fun. Yeah. Who do you want to have on your podcast that you haven't had?
I think Joe Rogan. It's the one person.
Do you know Joe?
I've met him a couple times. Yeah, I don't know him like you know him.
Yeah.
I met him a few times.
Well, me and him don't talk anymore.
Yeah, no. I met him. Once when my gym was first opening because we had the same landlord for his old studio in Woodland
Oh, for
Hills.
real?
Yeah, and he was looking at gym flooring for his space because he had like a whole gym set up.
Yeah.
So the landlord was like, "Well, we just opened a gym over here," and then he came over. I took a picture with him, and I met him a few times at the UFC. I talked to him about like staying open during COVID and shit like that. And I remember he told me at the UFC because I was like, well, they might because they were. I kept my gym open all throughout the pandemic, and they kept taking me to court. And he was like, yo, they're going to fucking throw you in jail. And I'll never forget, he was like, it was so funny because he was like, well, if they throw you in jail, let me know because I'll have you on the podcast. But they didn't put me in jail. And I was kind of mad that they didn't put me in jail because I would love to go on the pod. But genuinely, like, he's the one dude I think I just love to interview because obviously he does, in my opinion, some of the best interviews.
Yeah, of course.
I would just like to interview him.
It's funny too, man, because he's I've had people he's had on the podcast, and then I listen to my interview versus his. I was like, God damn it, man. I don't, first of all, I don't listen. Like, I just don't listen. Like, people answer things, and I go, cool. Whatever. Hey, did I tell you this thing about me? And they're like, huh?
Yeah,
like,
that's the biggest beef for you on the internet. I get it though.
Who gives a fuck?
No, dude,
Like,
I don't
it's
give
like,
a fuck.
Yeah, no, it's like, okay, no, I get it.
It's just different. It's different content style, different interview style, like different like
Dude,
what you're trying
it's
to
like,
create.
Hey, man, it's like, listen, I totally understand that. I make the thing I make.
Yeah, that's
It's like
it.
if you don't like Indian food, you sound like the guy standing outside an Indian restaurant going, "Why are you eating this?
Yeah,
it's
or like-
horrible." And you're like, "I like it, man.
Or like, why is this not pizza? Because it's Indian food.
Why
dickhead.
is this not pizza?"
Yeah,
Dude, I'm not. You know.
yeah.
like-
It's completely different styles.
And there was a period where I was very critical of myself. Beginning of our therapy sessions, our therapy opens up shit in you, and I was very critical of myself, and I started really becoming introspective about what I wanted to change about myself and what I didn't like about myself, and what I and by the way, I'm very comfortable with people, so people don't mind telling me what they don't like about me, and they wouldn't do that to a lot of people. No one does that to Tom Segura. No one tells Tom what they don't like about Tom. They just don't.
Interesting.
In person, never. But like my office will tell everyone. Like the day I was like, Tom and I did a podcast. I was like, hey, do I not listen? And everyone was like, not at all. And I was like, for real? And they're like, yeah, you never listen. I was like, what do I do? And they're like, you talk. And I was like, but wait. And I got critical of myself. Talked about it in therapy. And then the other day I had Big J on, and Jay's like, hey man, enough of people criticizing you for being you.
Yeah,
He's like, that's who you are. He was like, dude, you gotta fucking ignore these people.
Straight up.
He's like, you gotta ignore your friends even doing it. Because he goes, a lot of them are just busting your balls, but you're taking it real. And I was taking it real because I was like, I don't know, I wouldn't say something to someone that I didn't mean. You know, like I don't say like, I don't know what I'd even say. But I just, I don't know.
Well, bro, at the end of the day, man, like like I said earlier, you have your success, like you're you, and you're at a crazy level because you're you.
It's live by the sword, die by the sword. It's
Straight
like,
up.
trust me when I say, I remember, dude, I mean, no one realizes this now, but when we did the first Sober October, I thought I fucked my career up. Like Joe asked how much I drank, and I told him 9 drinks a night. Tom starts laughing. Joe goes, 9 drinks a night. And then Tom goes, Joe, they're doubles. Joe's like, 18 drinks a night.
Yeah.
And I got in bed that night and I was like, I was like, I ruined my career.
After your 18 drinks.
I was like, what? Like, because now everyone thinks I'm a sad story.
Yeah. But
Like I'm a real alcoholic. I remember Joe going like, you can't quit drinking, man. You'll start having strokes. And I was like, what? And in my head, I was like, I don't drink all the time. Like I take nights off all the time, but like, wait, what? But I believed him because I'm very I listen to criticism pretty acutely. And yeah, and then we did Sober October and it turned out to be one of the best things I ever did.
yeah.
It's fucking awesome. It was a great experience.
Is there anything else like that in your life that you thought at one point was like a terrible, terrible decision? It turned out to be fucking amazing.
Almost any decision that's turned out good. Anytime I did something good, it was the worst decision of my life.
That's so funny because I'll never forget. Like when I got really viral for filming like crazy weightlifting videos, I'll never forget. It was always like someone around me when I'm going to film it. They're like, "Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea." And I was like, "That's exactly why I have to do it."
Yeah.
And that's what did the best
It's
every
the
time.
thing. I'll tell you right now. So we did our second Sober October, and this kind of changed my career a little bit, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
everyone's allowed to their opinion. But if you disagree, you're wrong.
I love it.
We wanted to do. We were looking for a challenge for our second Sober October, and I said, I think, because I was obsessed with it at the time, me and my girls, I was like, I think we should do hip hop dance videos. For the whole month, we train with a hip hop dancer, and then we each put out a hip hop dance video, and then the internet can vote on who has the best hip hop dance video.
There's no way Joe's doing that.
Immediately, he was
No
like,
way.
absolutely fucking not.
No
He was like, I
way.
don't listen to hip hop. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to spend the month listening to a music I don't listen to. I'm not doing it. I go, Joe, Ari was in, Tom was in. And they were like, you got to convince Joe. And
I've never even seen Joe dance. I don't think I've ever seen him
I've
dance.
never seen him. I've seen him do a split.
He can do the splits.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
but that's in the MMA shit. He's
Yeah.
like really.
So I tried that whole episode. I don't even know if it's an episode or who knows anymore if things are on podcasts or their conversations.
Yeah.
And he said, no, absolutely not. And he goes, you have no idea how foolish we'll look. And I was like, well, that's the fun of it, Joe. Like, we're fucking fools. He was like, no, absolutely not. So I decided to do it anyway. I was like, fuck it. So I hired a hip hop dance instructor. I thought what I'd do is I'd do the hip hop dance. I'd then show it to these guys personally.
Just you yourself, and then be like, "Come on."
I'd do the hip hop dance video. I would then go on the podcast, show it to them, and go like, "How cool is that? We should have done this." I didn't realize I underestimated how bad of a dancer I am, but I underestimated how viral bad dancing is also.
oh yeah.
So we do the video. I'm sure you can pull it up. I'm sure you can find.
Pull it up.
Pull up Bert hip hop dance. Bert Kreischer hip hop dance.
God damn it! What the fuck? He's logging.
It's that video though.
Click the.
Look, that hang on. I'm just so we're clear. This is me pitching the hip hop dance contest for
Click
Sober
that,
October.
Click that, click that.
No, don't click it. I don't watch shit on me.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
watch shit on me.
Okay.
Don't watch. I don't want to watch any video about people talking about me.
Just go to
Videos, and then you got to go to the
YouTube. Right there. Go up. It's right there. Yeah. Click that. Yeah.
But this is Conan talking about it.
Oh.
Okay, so but you can't see the whole dance. You got to fucking see the whole dance. All right, so don't worry about it. Hit
Wait,
pause.
go to the dance. Go to the dance.
No,
It's right there.
that's not the whole dance. It's just Conan.
Okay.
So it's a clip of the dance.
Yeah.
So I can't believe that it's only on Facebook. I'm sure it's on my YouTube.
Go to YouTube and try and find it. We'll talk.
And so I learned for $1,200, I got this young lady named Dee Glazer, who my daughters and I loved her dance videos. I hit her up. I was like, yo, can you teach me a hip hop dance? She was like, yeah, I guess. And so we did it. And for $1,200, we took like 3 dance classes. Then we went to a studio. We shot it. We posted it. And as we shot it, I thought this would be a cool way to announce tour dates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I put tour dates on the side. That's it. Watch me move. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. I think. Okay, go to the back. Go to the back.
Oh
Okay.
my God. I'm so excited. Okay, can
Okay.
we play this?
Yeah, play this.
Okay. Is that the girl?
That's Dee Glazer.
Yeah. So she had a little cameo, all right?
Yeah.
No. It's not that bad.
Not that bad.
Yeah. When you see this though, are you like, man, I could have done that move better or what?
I wish I had a second shot.
So wait. Oh,
So
okay.
then keep going. So I put tour dates on the show on the side, right?
Yeah. It's kind of dope. I kind of fuck with it.
Yeah. Sold out everything immediately.
Yeah, I mean, you don't take yourself serious.
No, yeah, right.
That's
I
the
sold
key.
out everything immediately. And that changed the way I looked at the business. I went, okay, so hold on. So then the next one I did was I got a marching band to come to my house.
So why did that change the way you looked at you? Just like,
I posted that. We were looking at houses at the time. And I posted it. And we were driving on the south side of Ventura.
yeah,
And looking
nice,
at a house
very nice
that I was like, we couldn't afford. It was
Yeah.
a $3 million house. And we were looking at it to put a perspective on what houses looked like. We definitely couldn't afford it.
right.
And and I posted that video, and 3 comics that I really liked and respected texted me within 6 minutes of the video hitting Instagram. And they're like, this is fucking amazing. And I was like, oh shit. And then my agent called and he was like, dude, this video is crazy. It's so good. And I was like, oh, thanks. And by the way, I was like, I think the dancing is okay, but I don't know. It's like, it's funny, it's goofy, it's whatever.
It's great.
And so, and he was like, dude, I think this is going to move some tickets. And that night they're like, yo, we need to add shows. And I was like, really? He's like, everything cleaned up for the whole tour. I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And we're going to add shows. We added like 4 shows in theaters. We were adding 4 shows in some places. And I was like, wow. So the next time they're like, yo, I mean, this is like crazy. They go, hey, we're going to kick off I think the Birdie Boys World Tour or whatever. Do you have Birdie Boy US Tour? Do you have, can you do a promo video for it? We're going to put you in bigger theaters. And I went, yeah. So I hired a marching band to come to the house, and I literally no preparation.
And this all started with just a conversation on a pod about doing this.
Conversation on pod of them telling me I think that's the silliest idea. I then was like, fuck it, I'll show them the idea. Then I posted it.
But you didn't think it was going to do that, really.
I didn't think it was going to do that
You were going
good.
to prove them. You were going to get them to do it.
I thought it was going to make them laugh.
Okay.
I thought worst case scenario, we go on the pod, I show it to them, and makes them laugh.
Yeah.
But when I did it and I put up tour dates, I go, I'll post it now. They'll see it. We'll be in the chat thread. And the chat thread was hysterical. Joe's like, you showed your hand too early. I knew those pants were coming off. And so then the next one I did was a marching band. I hired a marching band, no preparation, a GoPro. I think we shot it on a GoPro. And I was like, I was like, you guys know a song? And they're like, Rubber Band Man. And I was like, cool. So we shot the marching band video, and that sold everything immediately too. And I was like, fuck. And then I got this confidence about me. I was like, yo, let's go big. And they're like, Red Rocks? And I was like, let's do Red Rocks. 10,000 seats. I was like, I never sold 10,000 seats at the time. And I was like, dude, I was struggling. I was coming up with promos all the time. Nothing was popping. We're like floating around 5,000 tickets. And I was like, I may not hit the 10,000. And then I blew out my arm. I was in Serbia the whole time. I blew out my tricep.
Yeah.
I had to have surgery. And I was like, I got my read. Probably the best read I've ever done in my life is best promo is I'm going into surgery and they're telling me they're going to count me down fucking backwards from 10 or whatever. And I said, don't do that. I said, I'll tell you what. You're in control of the gas, right? I said, I'm going to do a read to promote my show at Red Rocks. I go, when I get towards the end of my read, kick my gas in.
So you're going out.
So I'm going out as I'm doing the read.
Holy
so
shit, that's creative.
I go rolling into surgery. I go, hey guys, I mean, you can find it, I'm sure, somewhere. Hey guys, it's Bert Kreischer. I'm terrified sitting on a steel bed about to go into surgery. And if I don't make it, I just want one thing. I have a show at Red Rocks, and I do the read, and they're in the room. One guy goes, "You're going to play in Red Rocks?" I go, "Yeah, I'm playing Red Rocks." Jimmy Buffett's there the week before me. I'm there the week after, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up!" I go, "You should come." And he's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "So I'll be at Red Rocks September 5th." And the phone drops out. And I told them, I said, "Please, all you need to do is hit record and just save that video." I came out of surgery. I go, "Did we get the video?"
The first thing.
Sold out Red Rocks.
Holy shit.
Yeah, sold out Red Rocks. That's the marching band video.
The blue one?
Yeah.
Click, let me see that.
No, the one below it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Martyn.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Bert Kreischer, the machine. Super excited to announce my 2020 Birdie Boy US Tour. Pre-sale starts right now. Go to BertBertBert.com and use the promo code BirdieBoy before general on sale starts this Friday. Let's give a little razzle dazzle, boys!
Where'd you learn that twist?
I just figured it out.
The best part is you just don't give a fuck. That's the key. Wait, I want to see him passing out. I want to see him going in. Because, dude, I went and got my nose worked on. Like, I got a deviated septum and I had it fixed.
Dude, that's the worst.
That was the scariest moment was going
Did they
under.
hold a mirror to your face and you breathe in and your nose closes?
Yeah, and they did like the where they hold your nose and they have you breathe. I could barely breathe out of one
Red
nose.
Rocks. Type in Red Rocks surgery. I'm going into surgery right now. We're playing Creedence Clearwater Revival. Perfect way to go under. I have a great team around me. We're all gonna go jail now. But what I want to tell you for real, while I lay here on this gurney and panic, is Red Rocks, September 8th. I will be performing at Red Rocks. Get your tickets at BertBertBert.com. Jimmy Buffett's there the night before and the night after. I can't wait to do Red Rocks. I have invited my anesthesiologist who's going to be attending. I love you guys. God bless. I'll see you on the other side.
No, this is like that. It's like such a good fucking idea, though. Was that like your come up where you really started to nail?
Well, yeah. Then what I did is I bit off more than I could chew, because what I did is I set the bar of like, yo, put me in the biggest rooms. I'll fill them.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, cool, we did this. And then they're like, let's do arenas. And I was like, sure. And then I was like, fuck. And then I started like really hammering promos. And I did, I hired synchronized swimmers. And I
think I've seen that.
I did
video.
that. I started doing like crazy, like big promos. And, you know, by the end of my arena tour, which was like, I think it was ultimately like almost 2 years or a year and a half, I was just burnt. I was like, dude, I'm fucking done.
From
like,
making the promos or from
for the promos. It's like you would just get a call like, hey, the gorge seats 35,000 or gorge seats 50,000. Gorge seats crazy numbers, and they're like, we need promos for the gorge. We always have tickets. You always have tickets to move.
Yeah.
You always have tickets to move. Even in arenas, they're like, you can do end stage, you can do in the round, and I was always like end stage, and you'd go and they'd be like, yo, if you want, with 3,000, 7,000 more tickets, we can go in the round. But then you have to come up with a promo video to sell in the round.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just got to a place where I was like, I towards the end of this last tour that we ended in July when I did the special, we were doing Fully Loaded, and I was just like, I needed some time to enjoy promo videos. Like these were fun. These were fun.
Yeah.
And then they weren't fun anymore. They were just like, they were business. And I was like, I'm only doing them if they're fun. And so there was just business. And then I took like I'll take as of total, I'll take a little over a year and a half off from tour. Before I go on the road again. I'm sure I announced it, but I'm doing a tour starting in September. And we just shot a promo video for it, and it was fun as fuck. And it was like really fun. And it was hysterical, and we laughed hard as fuck. We shot 2 promo videos. And I was like, oh, this is the energy I've been looking for, is like finding fun in it again.
Yeah.
So, and then, and I, it's showing up in my stand-up where I'm like, oh, I'm having fun writing again. It's not like a business. It's not a job where it's like, boom, 18 months, you need a new special. Boom, 18 months, you need a new special.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I can relate to that directly. Like the idea of having to feel like you have to perform, you have to do things, you have to show up, you have to make the content. What for you, how are you finding the fun in it again? Like what's making it fun again? Because it's still the same thing.
I think getting away from it for a second, getting out of the grind, getting out of the like washing machine of it, of like, I mean, I would shoot a special. I shot a special in November once, and I started a new world tour January 1st. So I'd take like a month off. But no, like I had to write a new hour in a month. And then I'd just be like, boom, Amsterdam, here we go. And then I'd do that, and then we'd go to Australia, and then we'd started an arena tour. And then I'm just like, and I'm want to make it a good show. So I just write like crazy, and I'd be like just emptying the boat, and then not thinking about like taking the time with the material and letting it. Like I'd take the time in arenas. So I was just like, I need to take some time off. And promos were like promos, honestly, because promos for me moved the needle for business, for sales, for ticket sales, and it's the thing I love the most about that earlier question about what's great for comics is you get to decide. You have more control. You can build your own fan base. You can sell tickets for your show. It's really nice to be able to put a promo up like that Surgery one and sell 5,000 tickets in a day and go boom and to create a content that people want to share. Yeah, you know, but yeah, I think I needed time off just to like not have to create anything and just like sit and kind of just relax. But the you know, it's still hard work. It's like, because you start getting in your head, am I doing anything? And this, and so
because it's still relevant, that kind of bullshit, that whole conversation. Yeah. But in order to continue to like be truly authentic to yourself, and like for you, everything you explain as far as like it being genuine and real and relatable is like you have to have time to even make that. Because if you're always going, then you can't slow down and be like, well, like I'm not even getting new material, or you know, it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's also you need a couple days where you just sit on in a hammock and just don't think,
do nothing,
and just go like, oh, like I could never do that when I was on tour. I would just be like, yo, what do we need? What do we got to do?
What do you do for stuff like that? Do you ever like? Do you take trips? Like, do you fucking chill?
Even trips were like, I mean, I'd go on a trip with my kids and I'd get a new bit out of it. So even like trips were a work thing. Yeah, like I'd take a trip to fucking my wife's hometown with my kids. We go ziplining and I had a new fucking 15 minutes. And so our trips turned into work. Everything turned into work. Everything was work. At one point I was like, I'm coming home. I work with my wife. We're down the street working. We're still working at home. Yeah. I was like, yo, we got to stop working. Like this is.
How do you do that then? How have you done
I had to get off the road. I had to get off the road and then be like, yo, you want to watch Peaky Blinders tonight? And then you watch Peaky Blinders and you're like, oh, this is like regular. We're being regular again. We're not obsessed with this fucking business. Yeah. Yeah. It's been, dude, this time off the road's been fun. I'm excited for this new special, and I'm excited to get back on the road because I'm like we shot the promo yesterday, and it was really fun. Yeah. And that's the register for me is like, did I have a good time doing it? It was fun. And I was like, oh, cool, man. Let's go on the road again. That'll be fun. And Leanne, the girls are in school. Leanne's at home. She can hop on the road with me when she wants. We're going to Vegas this week to go see Slap Fight with Dana.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then Joe's at UFC. He texted me. He's like, dude, stop by UFC. So we're going to see, I'm taking Leanne to her first UFC fight.
Bro, those are the best fucking, like the best.
Fucking Friday, Saturday, come home Sunday morning, or go to New York and go see Raw, Monday Night Raw.
That'd be fucking
like amazing. No kids. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
You should, how have you not done a wrestling thing yet? That's what you need to do. What the fuck? Yeah, they need to get you on one of the, because you know, like recently they got all these like streamers, and I think Travis Scott recently was there. Yeah. You should get, that's what you got to do. They got to pitch you on that. Would you do that? Dude. Bro, I can see you with your shirt off. Oh my God.
Bro. In a heartbeat.
Oh my God. That would be fucking hilarious.
I wonder if I could body slam somebody.
Have you ever body slammed anyone?
No.
You want to try?
No. No. Especially not you.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus.
Who wins in a street fight, me or you? Street fight.
Wait, don't say street fight like that's different than a fight.
Street. It's like on the street.
Are we both wearing shoes?
We both don't have shoes on.
Oh, it's me.
It's you?
Because I have rough feet. I don't have a problem.
So you're used to it. You think
I'm used to it.
Okay,
I think you're going to be like, ow, pebble.
Ow, pebble. But it's a street fight. It's like we're like die, live or die. You have kids. That's a little more. I don't have kids. You got more to fight for, you know? You gotta think about your kids.
No, I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm not a good fighter. I'm really not a good fighter. And I've talked wild shit about fighting people. I am not a good fighter.
I'm just trolling you.
Yeah.
No, but man, dude, I gotta see you. That would be a really funny bit though if they had you in WWE somehow.
Oh,
that'd be crazy.
Well, I think I may go. Well, I'll find out if I'm going to Raw on Monday. I'll find out this week. Only because if we have press in New York, then I'll go And if I go, I'm going to Raw.
I feel like you could do the Steve Austin's, smash the 2 beers. Easy.
I could fuck that up.
Legendary.
Dude, I partied with Steve Austin. We got lit one night.
He's the man.
He's the fucking man.
Fuck, he really
Still in
is.
great shape.
Crazy.
And fucking wildly funny.
Is he?
Oh, he was fun as fuck. He was fun as he's dude. I was one of my favorite guys to party with.
What?
I
The
partied
fuck?
with some of the legends. I got to party with John Daly the other night,
Whoa.
and that was a good one. That was a good one.
Who do you think is the dopest person you ever party with? Like for partying,
Well,
or maybe
I
surprise
smoked
you?
weed with Snoop.
Yeah, that's dope.
I drank with John Daly. I drank with Sammy Hagar. I drank with these are my legends. I drank with Slash.
Wow.
One morning, 6 a.m, in my green room, me and him drank a bottle of brandy together.
That's legendary.
Yeah, and that was a fucking cool one. Yeah, I've gotten some good ones on my list. I kind of want to, and then I know this sounds bad, but I kind of want to like be there if Ben Affleck ever falls off the wagon, like and party with him,
He goes
Robert
back.
Downey Jr. Like that would be,
man.
some people to fall off the wagon would be a fun one.
Robert Downey Jr. would be the craziest.
I would, see, can I tell you that I actually regret saying that because he is someone that I look at and I go, dude, thank you for getting sober because you gave us so much entertainment. Like had you stayed on drugs,
Yeah. he
we wouldn't have
been-
gotten all these fucking Iron Man goddamn movies.
Yeah. He's a legend.
And he's so awesome. But Ben, I'd party with Ben. If
Yeah.
Ben ever needs me, man, if Ben Affleck's listening, and I know you listen, Ben, just hit me up one night and you're like, man, I'm not feeling good. You people that are sober, they know if they're going to fall off the wagon. Hit me up, man. I'll come over. I'll come over. I'll be a safe place to land. I'll call Jennifer Garner. We'll get you in rehab the next day.
You show him the sex toy thing?
Oh no! Oh, are you kidding me? I'm just playing my promo reels for him. I'm like, Ben, you're not going to get to talk. Guess who's talking
You
tonight?
and Ben's dick
I
like
don't
this?
listen, Ben. We're docking, and you're watching my fucking promo videos.
Yo, you're hilarious, man. I love
But
you.
I love you to death.
Hey, thank you for coming.
Thank you
through.
for having me, man.
Fucking, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're the man, brother. Thank you so much. So your stuff is, you're going on tour.
September.
Yep.
Permission to Party World Tour. New special, Lucky, March 18th. Oh, Vegas, March 21st, 22nd. For the Double Down, 2 shows, Resorts World Theater, and the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. Dude, I've been so off tour that I fucking haven't promoted in a while that it took me a second.
Whatever. Fuck it. You did
Fuck
it.
yeah. I'll see you guys on the road.
See you guys. Love you guys. Every Tuesday, subscribe. We're out of here. Thank you.